We're starting.
Cummy.
Initializing.
Slurp. Cummy mid slurp.
We started the engines. Hello, folks, and welcome to Drone Therapy Season 8, Episode 3. Open forum. We're just going to talk about whatever. Of course, we're going to be talking about, like everybody else today has talked about, the DJI Mic 2. But Chuck has a pretty good understanding of it, so he'll jump in on it. I'm sure Rod will jump in on it. Everybody else will jump. I don't know anything, so I'm going to be listening and clicking everybody's names and stuff, and we'll get into that in a minute. But first off, I'm going to say hello to Drone Shots. Good to have you here. Akira Show. I like this because here we go. Everybody that was talking about being cold. This is for everyone that was talking about being cold. Ron is Mike, Mr. Mike 2. Ron Mike 2.
Hello, everyone.
Caleb's telling everybody hi. Newt McFly.
Talk show host.
Leonard Oglesby is in the house. Flying Flynn Media will be the next comment up for show here on Drone Therapy. Rolling. Johnny Drumflyer. Hey, how you doing, Johnny Drumflyer in the house as well. They had a good show. If you didn't get a chance, go back later tonight, much later tonight, watch the replay. Chuck saying, brr, he's cold. So Gary is also here. Nemo is here. Artco Drone Solutions. Articus is in the house. Drone Views Media. Good to have you as well, Alan. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hit Leonard again. Oh, Steven Drones. Hey, all you drone heads. Hey, good to have you in here. And I think I'm about caught up. So,
just like
basically,
that.
we're going to be talking about anything and everything. Well, I'm sure some more people will show up, hopefully.
It was cold.
Yeah, it was cold. It's not cold now, right?
It all came out like we
It
were
all
deep,
thawed.
right?
I found out the hard way.
Oh, damn, man.
It all followed and came out.
So suggestive, though. Every time you hold that, it's like scary.
One of my friends is moving right now, and all of her stuff was in a storage unit, and the pipe burst above it and destroyed everything. Yeah, that's just not a good situation for anybody.
This is also a bad time to have a thermostat that's battery powered and have the batteries fail on it. That happened to my parents' next door neighbor's house. That her parents, they had both were deceased. They were deceased. The kids were watching the house and didn't know, and came home to they came home to a housesicle, basically. It was unbelievable.
You know, there's a lot to be said for old technology. It just works.
Yeah, and that's a really good case in point, Rod, because one of my coworkers, I remember he bought a Nest thermostat for the place he was moving to down in Pennsylvania, outside of Philly, in the wintertime like now. And he took out the tried and true, mechanical thermostat, mercury bulb stat, puts a Nest in. Well, he didn't know that it only charged when there's like a call for heat or whatever. So the batteries go dead. Then it needs the heat, and it didn't. And he had a housesicle when he went back down. All his pipes had burst and everything. So yeah, technology's great when it works.
Thank you, Ward, for our first open forum subject tonight. How cold it is outside.
It's pretty damn cold depending on where you are. I don't think
must not be cold enough, and not everybody's in here watching this. What if be outside playing or something?
Rod, what's the temperature?
It might be in Florida like you, Rod.
What is the temperature?
So we got down to 38 this morning.
Okay, so that's I would not.
That's respectable.
That's typical, though. I mean,
I got a temperature check at 24 in South Jersey right now.
Yeah, for us in the winter, we've had freezes down here.
I want to talk about 3D printing too later on.
32 for like an hour or so, like in the morning kind of thing, occasionally. Although I was reading the record is like 15 here in Daytona, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, typically mid to upper 30s are the cold days.
So with the more modern heat pumps, hopefully at least the old heat pumps like my grandfather had didn't like it when it got below 50 outside. So
mine works fine.
Yeah, new ones can handle a much lower ambient temperature and work better. But man, there were times, dude, when you guys in Florida froze your asses off collectively when it got below gets below like say down to 45 or colder. It got really uncomfortable in a lot of places.
So speaking of the cold, right? I've been seeing a whole bunch of articles today about apparently people had a really hard time charging their Teslas. Apparently, like
Yeah.
half the superchargers died because they couldn't handle the cold, and
Yes.
people didn't know that they have to precondition their battery by hitting a button. So they were sitting there for 4 hours trying to charge their car, getting like 5%.
Yeah,
So
former
they were blocking
classmate
up
of
the
mine.
entire supercharger lane, so nobody else could get in.
My
And apparently it's a
friend
huge issue.
my friend in Chicago told me that she and her husband said, "Word to the wise: have the wall charger in your garage."
Yeah, I mean that's just what you should do anyways, because
Yeah.
if you're not slow charging your battery all the time, you're going to ruin it. So
Yeah, so I mean, but they
Doesn't
were
really
saying
make
that
sense to me.
the solution is to have the charger on the wall, and you get the 220 feed and everything, and then
You could never tell the youngins that though.
what do you mean?
If you don't slow charge it, you're going to kill the battery life. And they're thinking, nah, man, I'll just dump another one in 3 years. But what about the old battery? What are you going to do with it? Oh, I don't care.
Well, jettison it to the sun or something.
I don't care.
All we can do with them, get rid of them because it's so nasty.
You know, you
no, they're
live
recycled.
someplace.
They can recycle up to 95% of the metals now.
Really? Lithium?
Yep.
I
You know,
have
you live in a cold environment when even the gasoline cars need to be plugged in.
Oh yeah, the old block heater. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, man.
First time I went to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan,
That's
got the
huge
rental
rock.
car, went to the parking lot, and went, "The heck are all these? Oh, that's
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
plug sticking
I
out the
know,
front
I-
end of the car is for."
That's. I asked my dad once, years and years, a million years ago, because there was a car with like they had the plug hanging out of the grill. I was like, "What is
Yep.
that?" And he's like, "Son, that's a block heater." It's like,
Yeah.
"What is that for?" He's like, "Well, it doesn't get cold enough even where we are, but it keeps your cooling system from freezing."
Oh.
Damn, yeah, that further up north, like where you were, Saskatchewan. How far
Okay,
up?
what about drones? Has anybody been out flying drones in this cold weather,
That's a
and
great
what effect
topic.
have you witnessed then?
Great segue, Bill.
Flying Flynn did
was
that
flying in
video
cold weather
at
last
3
week
degrees.
and definitely saw a reduced flight times due to the batteries.
Yeah.
Oh, and Caleb has his special gloves.
You've
I
gotta
have. You have the
have
touch. You
good
have the gloves that work with
man.
the touch screen.
No, they're just the fingertips are magnetic and come off.
Oh, okay. Mine. That's probably a better solution than mine. I have the North Face gloves that the fingertips still work with your touch.
Yeah,
And that
I
helps.
tried
Or
those
the
at first,
the
but I don't get
PGY
the feel on
gloves?
the sticks.
Yeah,
I
the
can't feel the
dexterity.
stick.
It doesn't have the good dexterity that
Catching
you
up.
normally
You know,
have.
you
That-
catch
that's-
up.
But dude, it's better than not. Like I flew in Minnesota once. I was in Minneapolis, and it was like
Vincent!
20 degrees out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get some shots of like the rooftops and stuff at the building at where I worked. And like 5 minutes into the flight, I'm like, I can't feel my fingertips. They hurt. I think I need to bring the drone back before I have to like wait till the. Anyway, yeah, it was uncomfortable.
That's where you make sure that you can park somewhere where you can see the drone and you just fly from in your car the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I did a job on Friday when it was 18 degrees, and that was pretty miserable. I
It's
woke up on Saturday and I was supposed to go to a job, and I whipped up my phone and I was like, all right, 9 o'clock Tacoma, 14 feels
Yeah.
like 1. And I was like, feels like 1 degree.
pass.
And I rolled back over and went back to bed.
But if you do insist on flying outside, and you know this is true, if you keep the batteries like in your warm parka, that they're room temperature, and you put them in your parka, keep them warm with you, and then light up the drone, and then let the drone just run. The batteries warm up pretty fast on the drone, especially if they're already close to room temperature. And you're.
I mean, I prefer to keep my batteries in the car overnight when it's 17 degrees outside, and then go fly.
Yikes! You're kidding. I hope.
Yeah.
It's like leaving your batteries in the boiling, baking, hot sun in the summertime and wondering why they're all swollen and stuff.
I just leave
I've
them on the
never ruined
dash,
any
right?
batteries like that ever.
And like when Lori and I travel to hot places, we don't do that much anymore. It seems we're going to these cold places. But when we went to hot places, I would literally have a soft cooler and I'd keep them in a soft cooler just to keep them without ice or anything. Just keep them like room temperature in the back, and that would keep the temperature kind of control. We were driving from place to place. So they wouldn't. Like,
All right, let me hop in here a second. Ron, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Ron, me?
Yeah.
icing up
yeah.
the rocks.
Ron,
Yeah,
yes,
Alan,
Ron,
you're right.
you.
Doing good. I said 24 degrees here at the Jersey Shore tonight. We had a little bit of snow yesterday. Less than an inch. It went away quickly. I wanted to ask Chuck, were you anywhere near all that snow they got up at the Buffalo Bills game?
No. Their Buffalo is 3 hours or so west, and
Okay.
they got the brunt of Lake Erie. Lake Erie really pounded them. They're gonna get like 3.5 feet of snow, like over like today,
Wow.
tomorrow. It's really crazy. But we have been spared where we are because the lake effect ban comes off Lake Ontario, right? And like so it's
Mhm.
west to east, and it has to like the wind has to kind of come out of the northwest to send it down our way and cover us. What I miss? Good stuff. Oh, that's nice. A warming touch. I'm sure.
I prefer
Was
to
that
use
a
the
battery?
self-heating
Was that a
batteries.
battery in your pants? Or you're just happy to see me, kind of thing.
Is that a battery warmer in your pants?
Or you're just happy to see me, yeah.
Okay, just out of curiosity, Ron, do
Yes.
you think the new DJI Mic 2 will perform well in cold weather?
Well, I think so. I never had any problems with the DJI Mic 1 in the cold weather.
Oh, so you don't have a
Uh,
Mic 2? Would you be interested in a Mic 2?
well, I've been looking at them today. You
We're
know,
out of stock now.
I got the old Mic 1 kit here, and
I can have one in 2
and I
days
got
if
it,
I
and I
want. Not
got a
out of
Mic
stock where I get
2
it.
already. So I just don't know if I
That's
need a whole other mic kit.
You do. You do.
But they're saying they're advertising it as pro quality audio
Oh.
at rock bottom prices.
So, actually, the original system, the OG that you have there, Ron, I have two of those. Anybody want to buy one? Because I don't need two anymore. But anyway, so like this thing, that thing you have is fantastic. Like in so many ways, it's a fantastic system. But its shortcoming is that you still have to plug it in to pretty much everything except for like the Action 3, Action 4, Action 2 maybe, and Pocket 3.
Yes.
You can
I have
use
a question
USB-C
for
on
Chuck.
those. If you're using a cable on any of these things, it's sketchy at best because your connection's going to break.
I have a question for Chuck. How many Chuck approved devices have been Chuck approved for Chuck sale?
And then disapproved. And then the Chuck disapproved clearance sale.
Yeah. Well, you said you like you were telling me earlier
No,
that you had stuff you want to
seriously.
get rid of.
Yeah, well, I have to let some stuff go because I just don't need it anymore. It's not that the stuff is bad; it's just that the new stuff is going to make my life so much easier, and that's really what it's about. It's like this mic 2, man. I couldn't click buy fast enough this morning because I have 2 of them already with Lori's and my Pocket 3s. We both have one, and we used them, and it's so damn easy. The only way you get screwed on this thing is if you foolishly don't pay attention to the sound meters on the front of your Pocket 3 because the microphones automatically turn off if the camera's not being used for a period of time.
Right.
So you be vlogging, you stop vlogging, and you're carrying your camera on, and you go and you start to record again. Meanwhile, quietly the mic 2s have turned off. And then when you start recording, like shit, where are my meters? Oh, the mic's turned off. And then you have to fumble to turn them on. That's the one drawback. But you're not going to have those disconnects that happened like my Alaska video where the freaking thing came unplugged. I'm like, and I got to sync all the emergency audio up later.
What did you have it connected to, Chuck?
The Pocket 2.
Okay.
So then I came up with this crazy rubber band contraption that would keep I bought 90 degree 3.5 millimeter cables so that they would stay banded in, right? So they wouldn't come out. Just no system's foolproof.
The engineer doing engineering.
It was a MacGyver fix at best. It wasn't great.
So do you all have any use? Anybody else have a use for it? Caleb, do you do anything that you would have a use for the DJI Mic 2?
I don't think so.
Well, that was
vloggers. I think vloggers are going to appreciate it the most. I mean,
So-
the clipping thing, Ron. Did you see Stuart and what's his wife's name?
Yeah, I knew about that clip. I've seen that I knew that when it came out, whatever 2 months ago.
32-bit float.
The lanyard under there. What am I trying to say? The lavalier mic.
Oh no. The big advantage to Mic 2 over the OG is the 32-bit float recording because you can literally yell into the thing.
Yeah.
And you're not going to clip. And that is really helpful when you're out doing stuff.
What do you mean by clip?
Clipping? Like this. That's clipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like over modulating? Is that what you
like your audio levels are too high and the mic, like if you have your audio levels set so that the input is too great, they can only handle so much input.
Mm-hmm.
So then you literally
like reverb on your speakers.
Your sound waves should look like my fingertips, but when they get cut off, they're going to look like they are when they cut off the top of the screen. That's called clipping.
Okay.
Yeah, and let me give
Sounds
you the
like
real world.
this.
Yeah, let me
Really
give you the real
annoying.
world example, Bill. Sometimes you have this like clipped here like this, right? And it sounds perfect,
Yeah.
but for some reason you bend down to pick something up and you're still talking. You get too close to it, and
You
then
can
you
clip
clip or
them.
whatever,
Yeah.
unintentionally, whatever, So that is a good thing.
Okay,
But
so by it having a floating float point, you said.
32,
32-bit
32
float.
instead of 24.
Okay,
32-bit
so
float,
basically,
yeah.
what it will help if you start to go up too high, it will automatically decrease it. Is that what you're saying?
Somehow it throttles it back. It has the bandwidth.
Yeah,
It can
they
take
don't
care of
explain the
it. I
technology,
don't
but
know
somehow,
how.
yeah.
Ron doesn't either, apparently, but it
Yeah.
More
works.
of DJI's secrecy.
Well,
The other
actually,
part of it is, though, that
Rode has it
32-bit
too.
doesn't work in all instances. If you're using Bluetooth, you don't get 32-bit. It has to be the mic to the receiver.
Right. Your backup
Anything
recording
other
will
than
not get
that,
will
it
not get
won't
the
do
32-bit
32
I
bit.
got no clue. I'm just
Ooh.
like that's why they're
Good one,
here.
Rod.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I got
can.
this, and I need to replace it with that. I
Oh,
think
you want to
that's
get the
what I'm
new
gonna
mic?
do. Yeah.
Well, then you just wow, Rod, you bring up that's a Debbie Downer right there.
Don't
So-
use Bluetooth. You won't get 32-bit.
So the only way around that is to use the receiver with the USB-C, which I will say the USB-C connector has never let me down yet.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
I was
But
Thank you. Somebody layman's terms. I got you.
small limitation, right? Small limitation, but it's not in all instances.
did you know that you can use the existing DJI mic system with USB-C, put the receiver in the back of your Pocket 3 and use those two mics, and then still use a mic 2 with the Pocket 3 as well and have 3 mics? That's kind of
I
cool.
didn't know that.
That's pretty cool.
What,
Or the
what-
mic 2 system. You could buy another mic 2 system and do the same thing. But
Yeah.
Anyways,
Um,
I'm like Caleb.
if you're
I
interviewing
actually
people-
bought the mic 1, the single mic version of the mic 1.
yeah, you were saying.
You know how many times I've used it? I've never charged it since it arrived at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Clear
my
the
speakers
box.
would be pretty small, and it's
That's
never
right.
been anything we needed.
I think you
I
should
guess
try
I
it.
wouldn't mind
I
having
use mine all the
something
time, Chuck. I use mine all the time.
where
Yeah, I mean, Lori and I use it all the time too. It's like, well, when we did the How to Speak Icelandic, God, if only I had a
Never
Pocket
mind.
3 and if only I had a Pocket 3 and 3 mics, we all could have been on camera at the same time. So instead, Lori had a mic. We put a mic on the really nice Icelandic concierge who was willing to do this with us. And they had good audio, and me, I sounded like an idiot back in the background.
So is this clipping?
You clipped.
Did
Okay.
you
Hey, Chuck, did you see
Caleb,
the
Caleb,
Did you see
Caleb,
the feature on the mic
Caleb,
too
Caleb,
in the
Caleb,
software?
Caleb,
Go ahead, Bill.
Caleb,
Oh,
1 second,
wait,
Caleb.
wait, Ron.
Caleb, what was your point that you wanted to say a minute ago?
Sorry.
Just a minute ago.
like Ron was saying, I don't really have a big use case for it. There has been a few times when I wished that I'd had recording of what we were recording just to have some sort of background audio in my videos.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, when we're doing races, it would be kind of nice to have like the actual crowd and race volume kind of to put in the background really low of the videos that are doing races, you know? Other than that, though, I've never actually needed it. I can usually find fake things like that to stick in the back and you can't tell the difference.
Yeah, you can't tell the difference, but it is really fun to use the real deal.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ron, what
The
was
fun
your
isn't
added
worth
point?
the
That is a
time.
good use case for any of these lav mics that work on their own. I've set them down on the porch outside of a place we're staying, get the outdoor noise like frogs chirping.
So getting the lav mic is a waste of time that they've added to this kit, is what you're saying, right?
You mean a proper
It
you mean
seems
a
to
wired up
sound really
lav
well
mic?
in those videos I watched.
That's what I thought, dude. That the wired mic hooked up to the mic too is phenomenal.
They're both, believe it or not, the mic 2 by itself and the OG mic by itself and the Rode Wireless Go and the Wireless Go 2, those are all considered lav mics because they attach up here. The microphone is still up here.
Yeah.
You're talking about the proper newscaster wired lav, right?
The,
That's what you're
the,
speaking
the
of?
hidden lav mic to make it look like you don't have a mic on.
Yeah, those are really nice, but now you've added another potential opportunity for failure in the field, and yeah, I've experienced that one.
Well, Chuck, I
So-
was saying a while ago, they have a little place under here where you can twist the that lav mic cord into here so it won't pop out.
That's
Darryl was
good.
showing that in his video.
That's cool, but the wire for your labs, they're super spindly and fine, and they break and you don't know they broke usually, and for quite some time until you go play
And-
back your footage and you're like,
And that
once
cord,
you see the sound things on this, like if you were
I don't know
using
about-
Pocket 3, you would see the sound metering.
yeah. Oh no, we can't
And
start
the
over.
action
And
Lloyd.
hang on,
four.
hey Lloyd, I'm gonna do a quick recap for you. Cold, cold, cold,
Oh.
cold, 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 and we just started mic 2.
And the Action 4 also shows the sound meter
I
on
think-
the tube when you use it with the mic too.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I mean, maybe when I'm filming or vlogging, I'm not really paying attention to those meters and stuff. I get more fixated on how's my exposure, am I framed okay, and things like that. So then the audio.
Oh, yeah, I definitely understand. I
For
look
me,
at the
for
meters,
me,
I
for-
look at the meters
for
for a
me.
split second to see that they're gone, and then I don't pay much attention.
Yeah, then
afterward.
but basically what I'm saying is like the simpler this sounds so unchuck like. I shouldn't say it like third person like that, but it's like to this I know, right? Everyone was gonna like simple. What do you talk? The simplest way
That's
to
a
use your
shirt.
audio, the
That's
better.
a shirt. This is so unchucked.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, like the lav, when I can just take the DJI mic or mic 2 or whatever and magnetically stick it to this, have it on my shirt, and there's no extra lav wired up to it or anything else. It's just connected wirelessly. That eliminates like 3 possible things that can screw up and like make
The
sure
audio
ruin my
ports
audio.
wear out.
Yeah.
If you remember when laptops had audio ports on them, the first thing that broke on a laptop was that stupid audio port from plugging things in and out. That port eventually wears out.
Yeah. Now I know
Remember on
Rode.
the old days you had to plug your headphones into that port.
Yep.
Now
Yeah,
Rode has,
everybody, whatever you prayer, healing vibes, whatever you want to do, send them Lloyd's way. And his wife needs some healing energy coming her way, so just think about her while we're doing the show, okay? Thank you.
Yeah, yes. I hope Judy's doing better. Chuck, I agree with you. I mean, for my own production, I don't care if I have this mic hanging off
Me either.
my stuff for the videos, but there are some occasions where somebody doesn't want to look like they're wearing a mic on their shirt, and the lav mic, the wired lav mic comes in handy.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the situation. If you're doing weddings and stuff, if you're going to be filming those, then you need a white and a black lav. You just do, and then you get the right colored lavs and you clip them on. You have them all discreet, hidden, and stuff.
Some guy made this video painted his black white.
And we have multicolors this time too. Remember,
you can get a white mic too, which is kind of cool. I almost ordered one.
So, I don't know, man. I think it's pushing it.
No.
So is it easy to bind it to the receiver? If you want to bind a white one to a black receiver?
If I haven't tried this yet, but I mean, I think all I'm gonna have to do is throw them into the case, and they're gonna sync like this. The OG system. You take the 2 mics, and you throw them into the case with the receiver, and you close the lid, and it automatically links them all up together.
Right.
You'll find out when it comes in, right? Because you can take your Pocket 3 one and see if it'll sync up.
And I'm also curious. I'm also curious how many mics I can link up to the Pocket 3. Can I do 2? Can I do 4? I'm curious.
I zoomed through real fast and didn't even realize Alex was here.
Hello, Alex.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Yeah, nice. So, anyway, I think it's some good stuff, and
you've been throwing up some nice
pictures
pictures lately,
already.
buddy. I want to tell you that. He's been putting up. If y'all notice that Alex is
8:01 this morning, I had my order in. I was like,
I
got into the work parking lot, like, order time. I mean,
so Dale, are you going to get a mic? You're the one that hasn't asked. Are you getting a mic?
Yeah,
we're going to replace stuff.
We're going to get that. I mean, the thing that I like is, so we've got some like the USB wireless, like 2-pack or whatever, but they last like 2 hours maybe. And so then you have to go charge them, and they're so small. And these things, it's got 6 hours of runtime.
I would say, I wouldn't say count on 6. If it's anything like the OG setup, it's going to give you 5 solid hours of runtime.
That's still better than 2.
I know, but when you're out vlogging all day and all night, I mean, that's why I have 2 sets of everything, because that way I can take one set off.
That's what the charge case is for, and you're not going to be sitting there doing that the whole time.
Which one has a better lifetime than Chuck?
The new one's a little better, but you never know when you want to be vlogging, so you kind of have to have the microphone like ready to go all the time. So like Lori and I, at a planned opportunity, we'll switch to the other mics and get it all going, and then that way we don't have any downtime, because
I get it.
I gotta be ready to record anything at any time.
What's your problem with him saying it's 2.5 times better?
I was doing some classroom stuff, and I would just, every time I take a break, I'd take it and I'd charge it up.
Yeah. And we have those opportunities too. I agree. It's nice when you drop it into the charger.
I saw something from somebody today that you can power the receiver.
Let me see if I can still get one.
You can power any of those devices
and-
with USB-C if you can
Right.
get power to it, and they'll charge
But
while they're working.
the receiver, so if you plug that receiver into your
Ooh,
phone, you
should
can
I? It's
charge
there
your
in my
phone from the
cart.
receiver. And if you plug a power bank into the receiver to charge it, you can charge it while the receiver is charging your phone, kind of thing. So you could literally kind of run it forever.
I've kind of like done like life support. Like I think
What all
Dan
did
was
you
alluding
order,
to.
Chuck?
I've done life support where I've plugged in like the USB-C charge block to my mic.
Bob!
Wait, what?
What's up, Bob?
It's been a while.
Yeah. But hey,
And
Bob.
they'll charge up while they're running. Looks stupid, but everything charges while it's on, which is cool.
So
imagine
how
I
much
don't
it's
talk
too
as
much
much
to
as
make
Chuck.
two
I've almost never run my mics down.
God, dude, I
yeah.
can't tell you
in
how
one
many
day
times.
or-
How many times I've had the little red bars, and I'm like, "Oh shit, we're in the red, Lord. You got to change mics. Got to change mics." And she's like, "What? Come on!" I was like, "We have to change mics. You got to change them now."
Okay, but how many
Might not
times do
feel
you
that
have to
bad
use
to
the
never send
marker?
out.
How many times
What?
do you have to use the marker? This scene 42, take 6, click.
Yeah, I have one now. It's pretty cool.
I mean, how often do you retake scenes?
I don't
Are
know
you
that.
saying you just want to record absolutely everything?
No, we record a lot of stuff though, just because I like to film a lot, so I film a lot.
No, that's
But I don't want
totally
the clip
cool.
to
I
be
get
fully
that.
long and like, because anything you film, I mean, you got to go through it in post later, right, and figure out like, is this good? We've redone stuff. I mean, everybody does. That's why we have like bloopers and stuff where we're trying. A lot of the things that we do are just off the cuff and it's just going. But like, yeah, dude, yeah, feel you, Warren.
Slamming on the rings. Wait a minute. We're talking about Mike, but Mike's watching.
Nice.
Short Mike, the little Mike with
Not MIC Mike, MIKE Mike.
We're gonna get there because I'm serious. The thing about it is here's my dilemma. Because I know my wife will want something nice for Valentine's Day, right?
Can you get our mic too?
No. If I want a 3D printer,
Oh,
Right.
sure you do.
you know, and I'm sitting here thinking, dude, I've got a mic, a mic 2 that came with my Pocket 3,
Right.
Yep.
mic 2, Pocket 3.
Yep.
Anyway, so I unlike Chuck, I don't need a microphone for a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm assuming that sometime, in the future they'll probably reduce the price of this one a little bit, probably around say July.
There are already
They'll not-
refurbished ones. Did you see the refurbished ones? The OGs that are refurbished?
But,
How much?
Maybe I'm hallucinating. I thought they were a couple $100, which is pretty cheap.
How much?
Yeah,
What
well,
all did you order?
You get the Mike 1 kit brand new for $249 now on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah, so
How much
it's
did you
down.
spend, Chuck?
Oh, it was I think
$349.
$349.
You get charged tax in New York by DJI.
Of course I do. New York
Yeah,
tax.
I do too.
New York
in
would
Jersey,
tax
but a lot of people brag
So-
their states don't take tax out of them.
New York would tax in the air
If
if
I
it-
was to order the mic 2 kit and the lavalier with Washington State tax and everything, it comes to $426.
What,
41.
wait, what do you need the lav for? You mean a lavalier mic?
Yeah, for
mic?
the mic 2.
Oh, well,
So there's-
actually,
because I know I can hear these women. If I'm going to do that, they're going to. I don't want this.
you don't have to get the DJI lav.
I thought that came with the kit.
You can
It's
choose-
$35.
$35.
No, the lab doesn't come with
bad,
it.
Chuck.
Wait.
Rodent ones cost a lot more than that.
Yeah, I will tell you the Rode ones aren't worth the money. Like the lavalier 2, I would personally never buy those again. I have 2 of those and they're horrible.
But I want a
Cable's
Bamboo
great.
A1 printer.
Yeah.
You can just print a lab mic out with that printer.
Well, I don't know.
Print a lab mic out of that printer.
Seriously, the
No,
Rode
I-
original lab is great.
Hey,
That's
for
all- the
reference,
lab
Bill,
is
we'll
great.
have those kits here on next week. So
Okay.
The 3D printing kits,
no, the
Mike 2 kits.
Mic 2 kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything
see-
else is like pushed out to the end of the month.
Are you making like the microphone holder like Dono has? That's pretty cool.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just talking about the
He
reason
has-
I would like to get a
Looks
3D.
like a
he has
microphone-
cool-looking
microphone
thing where you put
handle.
the mic in.
And you put the mic or the mic 2. He's redesigned it so it'll accommodate either. And you put it into the top, and then you have like an interviewing microphone, with a stick mic. Which is
He
pretty
looks like
cool.
he's working for the CNN.
Made out
It's
of
pretty nice
plastic.
layout, and you can get he has the foam. He has the pop top for it and everything, or whatever, the foam top, which is
How
nice.
much do you have to pay for said device?
I don't know. I'm not really interested in it because I just put the dead cat on top of the lab, and I have
I have no idea what I would print, but something tells me that my grandkids would get into it. I know my
Probably.
wife would like figuring out stuff here and there. And I just have gotten interested in it. And this bamboo A1 printer, or any of the bamboo printers for that matter,
A lot of
are
guys
pretty
get-
much idiot proof because I have no clue about, I don't know anything about slicer programs or any of that stuff. So it would take me a time to get more in depth into it and such. So
You could print fake Hot Wheels.
you
What you don't have.
could. You really
Why
could. It's pretty
they're
cool.
not plastic bodies though.
Yeah, knock off.
Hey, you just
not
want some for
metal
the shelf.
bodies.
See, Johnny Drone Flyer. He's having a good old time with this thing. He's printed.
He
all
just got
kinds of
his
stuff.
recently, so
Yeah,
he's
and he
already.
is printing up like a storm.
Or you could 3D print your Christmas decorations. for the
No,
tree.
have you not? Let's see, where's it at? Have you not seen what William's doing?
And Johnny got the one Billy Kyle has.
Yeah,
Oh, is it
I don't
the
think it's
same
as
one?
good as bamboo though. I don't think it's
Well,
as good as
I'm not
bamboo.
saying it is. I'm just saying he got the one Billy.
Oh, thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron. I got a personal little bitch session I need to get off my chest.
Oh, not involving Billy.
No.
That's true, Mark,
But
that's
I'm not.
true.
I'm not talking. Billy and I haven't talked really, probably in a couple of weeks, because he's been busy. He's testing stuff and working on stuff. So when he goes completely dark to me anyway, because I start guessing shit, and then he'll be like, "No, I'm not saying anything." I'm like, "Oh, that's it. Yeah, hey, look at this. See right here. What's he saying? What's Lloyd saying? But I wish I had the bamboo A1.
There's a lot of
Okay.
good stuff flying in the chat right now. Actually,
A lot of shit flying. What's going
there's
on?
a
What did I
lot
miss?
of chat going on right now. A lot of good stuff. So,
Oh,
like,
good
Dre-
God!
Dre pointed out.
69?
Hey,
Look
Dre.
at this lab mic in Australia.
Yeah, and
It's
Dre pointed out.
$70.
Dre pointed out you can get a single mic too all by itself for $100 basically. And,
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
no, but they're sold out. Both colors are sold out already.
But I really think, do they sell the charge case by itself?
Unless
Yes.
you know where to go.
$69, Chuck.
Some of your
How much?
It's out of stock.
some of your third
it'll
party
be back
distributors still
eventually.
have plenty. Because I could order one right now and have it Friday if I wanted it.
Yeah. So I mean,
A 3D printer or a mic?
The mic's kit. I could have
So
I
I
could have
would-
the lav mic and the kit by Friday. Yeah,
Wow.
if I wanted it.
so
Okay,
what I
shipping.
would suggest is the charging case is really great. It just makes life so much easier if you can be out in the field. You want to get that, and you want to get extra wind muffs.
There you go.
I have broken them in the field on the OG DJI mic.
They
'cause you have
say
to-
these
you have
are
to take them
better.
off to put the mic into the case.
Yeah, no problem, Chuck. The reviewer said that they're much more durable in the mic too.
I still would have spares. Always, they're cheap. You can
See,
buy.
everybody's saying the
spares.
same thing. You see what they're saying? Oh,
Little
Well, Bill,
Ziploc
how
bag.
much is
with
a
spare
bamboo
parts.
A1?
depends on which kit you want to get. You get the starter kit by. Hang on, I'll bring it up.
Yeah,
I was gonna-
$3.99.
Let me off of the base kit.
That's
Bill.
cool, man. Alex, good call. That's cool.
I just have the Ender 3. I've been pretty happy, or Ender 3 and Ender 5, but
But because you understand them. But what I'm trying to say is I don't.
I can't see it.
What is that?
Hey,
No, wait,
gosh,
what was
I was
that?
quoting DJI. I
We
had to
printed
check that
out these things and we took a picture, and then if you put a light behind it, it actually shows what it is, and it's chickens. Like
Oh,
it was our chickens, and we did it with our cat. Made little things. But you can also do topos, like 3D. I thought I had. Oh yeah, right here. Like a relief.
oh, how
Just
cool is
scale.
that? Yeah,
Cool.
that is cool.
So it's kind of fun. I also got a USB holder right over here on the wall that holds all my SD cards and my.
There's so much cool stuff you could make with a 3D printer.
I mean, that's what Thingiverse is. You got to go to Thingiverse.
Yeah.
There's tons of free stuff that you can print too out there.
Yeah.
Tons
Yep.
and tons and tons. But yeah, here we go. I'll share
Touching
this.
the white. I'm sorry. Well, it has its purpose in the universe. Lori wants a white Lav set up every now and again, which wears like colored clothes because she wants the thing to be as camouflaged as possible.
There you go.
Here's the base A1. It's
Yeah.
$399.99.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
and
not
if
bad.
that you can get like your spools and put them on top here, or you can go the
Okay.
combo route and you get like this big
Whoa.
badass stand.
Look at that.
But the cool thing about bamboo is it can automatically print different areas in different colors.
Yeah, that's
They
really
upload
cool.
the price up to $5.59.
Yeah,
Man,
but
at
look
that
what you're
thing,
getting though.
Yeah,
You're getting
that's
that full
kinda cool.
setup, and then you can join their their filament membership stuff. You can get them shipped to you. I know Mike uses this particular one. Let me go back over here, make it small again, and you can use different kinds of filament in it. Caleb, I was going to ask you, do you do any 3D printing?
I'm a little involved, but I don't actually do that much, just because I don't have one at home. But for instance, we've got one at the maker shop, and it is amazing. It will do not only different colors, but different materials. So you can, for instance, 3D print and then 3D print metal gears inside your plastic print so that you can have gears that are already created in there, and you don't have to break it apart and rescrew everything or anything like that. I also just shared one in chat that is actually kind of my favorite cheaper model of printer. It doesn't do different materials, but it is incredibly accurate.
Oh, cool.
I'll put it up here
and
in
not
just a second.
expensive.
Here's the
and
carbon
it's not
printer
bad.
from Bamboo.
I'm just looking at that one.
It does all the intricate stuff as well. Anyway,
Pretty cool.
but that's it's a debate between whether I would. Yeah, we were talking. I was talking. I said, "Is that the one?" And I threw it up there, and you were like, "Yeah." I got okay. I need to get this out of here. And another share.
Do.
The
The biggest thing
igloo.
is if you print any carbon fiber stuff, you're going to have to change out your print heads. Make sure you have durable ones, otherwise it wears out really fast.
So they have two different grades of print heads,
There's more than 2 different grades.
but okay, so there are multiple.
See
grades.
how intricate this one does, and it's rated really well. It's only $300.
But is that dependent? Like that kind of detail is dependent on the material you use in the printer,
Oh,
right?
it's resin. No wonder.
Well, everything is dependent, but yeah, it's because it's a little bit easier for them to get that detail with the resin because it doesn't print by doing layer by layer, or it doesn't drop like layer by layer. It does it by doing the like laser lithography on the top, which heats that plastic and then it moves the whole thing. So
Wow.
it's more of like a reverse dip than an actual.
8K high precision.
And Bill, that's quite a bit off. Does that say it was 424 or 474?
$474.99.
So that's quite a savings.
Sounds like they might be coming out with a new model.
I was thinking that a new one's coming out.
And they have a smaller one too. That's always $300.
Oh, you just lost your monetization.
The music got us again.
Yep. Too late.
No, I didn't play it long enough. It was only
Yeah,
3
like they-
seconds.
I don't know, man. It felt like 10 seconds.
Part of the reason too. Part of the reason that I like the resin printers that I'm not gonna lie about, because oh my god, it's been such an issue. I cannot stand leveling build plates. It drives me up a fucking wall. Now, granted, most of the newer ones do have auto leveling, so that's something to look at. By the way, if it doesn't have auto leveling build plate, tell it to go suck, because if you want to sit there for hours with a piece of paper under your nozzle and trying to measure the screw tightness with a piece of paper and pull it out, oh, the paper had a mark on it, it's too tight, I got to put it back under there and do a 1/19th less of a screw on the right corner. Oh my god, it's
Bamboo does all that for you. Bamboo
Yeah.
does every bit of that.
This pain is
most of them do.
like from the heart, actually, what I'm hearing.
It is.
God.
Yeah, Gary's saying resin's always more detail. Curtis Dart's here. He just got in late.
So what do you sacrifice with resin though? So if you use resin, you get the detail.
Is it more expensive? I don't know. Is the
lose
filament
strength?
more?
I mean, does it look dirt? Does it lose is it more brittle? What's different?
It's got
about
some more durability. One of the biggest things is that you can't do multicolor because it's coming out of one resin pool.
it? Okay, so you're stuck to one color.
Yeah, one color and one type too. I mean, you can't print it.
So
in
that
metal.
could be good for precision parts, though, is like what you're saying. I mean, because you only need one color for precision parts. You're not making artistic stuff. You're making something that's maybe you're gonna use with your
Well-
drone to hold something or whatever.
And it's really good for artistic stuff too. You just have to paint it yourself, which even if you do multicolored
Okay,
prints, you're usually doing some painting yourself if it's really a production piece
So
or
you're
whatever.
pointing out
You
that
can prep
Anchormate
and-
does it as well. You can get Anchormate at Best Buy. I
Really?
do know that. Yeah, you can
Really?
get
I didn't
Anchormate at
know
Best
that.
Buy. You can get that exact model at Best Buy, I do believe. Most of them have it in store.
But
You
you
can
can paint
probably-
the resin, right? You can paint the. I'm sorry, you can paint the resin, right?
Yeah.
So what does
You can paint, you can
49.0
paint any
leveling
of it.
mean?
You can paint all of it.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt. I was.
No, it's
dying-
great.
I was dying
But
to
you
know.
can make anything. You can make all like you're talking about the mic thing. You can make all
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
you
yeah.
can think of. You can make.
Yeah, that
Well,
mic
just-
would grow right out of that resin that Caleb said. Just just grows.
Yeah, your what is it?
Gross.
Your magic crystals.
This is
Yeah,
gross.
and it actually helps making
It's
them
also-
a little bit stronger too, because the parts are kind of fusing as they go instead of like printing on top of each other as a layer.
Gross. Can't get over that. I'm sorry. It really cracked me up. Maybe.
So what's the learning curve on these 3D printers? Like once you
Depends
buy
on
it,
which-
how
like-
long
like the-
before you're printing?
The one that Dale is using, it has a bit of a learning curve. The ones that I'm talking about, you can be a dumbass like me and print good shit.
The first day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And
that's
also-
that's the one I need, Bill.
The Anchormate that you can get from Best Buy is pretty much idiot proof as well.
Okay. That's
bit-
my speed.
The biggest thing is like you know you got one software, a variety of softwares to use for the creation, what you want to create or modify. Then you put it into like Cura, the slicer program, which isn't really that hard. You just configure it to whatever your material
Yeah,
is. And you know, if you want it to look really cool and fine, and 0.02 millimeters or whatever, and it's all metric, you know, in terms of the resolution. There's some reasons. Oh, you want lower resolution so you can get a rough draft printed faster, and then you turn up the resolution later, and maybe you need to adjust supports or things like that. And then you just tell it to create the file for you, and you stick it in the printer. And like at mine, I might have to check the leveling. I might have to check the material that I'm using, but it's not too hard after that. So I don't know about Bamboo or the other one.
Dale, do you have to hardwire this into your computer or can it be wireless?
It's a micro SD that I just stick in there.
Check out what Bob sent. Y'all got to see this
micro
thing
SD.
on.
It's wireless with just an SD
Depending on
card?
your model, though, they can be wired or wireless as well.
Yeah, either way. I
Okay.
just
Is this
don't have an
Vegas,
extra
Bob?
computer, so.
My $150 one from Walmart, it has Bluetooth. So
Wait a second. So some have Bluetooth, some are wired to your PC, some just work off an
There you
SD
go.
card with the files on it. Is that what you
Yep.
guys are saying?
Yeah, ultimately you're creating that one file, and that's what's printed. However, you can get
Yeah.
it by micro SD, or you can get
I
it.
think
to,
it's Vegas, man.
So you
Is
just
that
have to get the
3D printing,
file to the
A
Bill?
printer.
3D print
Oh,
of Vegas. I think.
That's
On the
pretty
whole
cool.
city.
that is kind of cool right there.
I mean,
yeah, I've
did
been
he
wanting
say?
to do that for Seattle.
Haha.
We've thrown a lot of talk around about it, so it might end up being a thing before too long.
Yeah, cheers, props off.
See, that's the kind of stuff like that. Like, oh, can you imagine taking an AI switch of like the Space Needle and then putting it in a slicer program and printing it? Because it technically, after it came out, it would look similar, but it wouldn't be the same. I wonder if you get in trouble for that. Let's see. Anyway, nah, nobody's talking. Nobody's
For
talking.
personal use, you wouldn't. I don't think. For personal use, you can do pretty much anything you want.
Nemo has a heavily modified Ender 3 V2.
Ooh.
But he's
Yeah, that's
also
really
an
good
airplane mechanic. There's a big thing
Right.
there.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Mike,
Handle that
Mike,
stuff.
or Night Train, he's got a lot of experience with this stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
TV
But
guy.
he's the one because I just asked him, and we've been talking probably for about 2 months now, and he's
Yeah.
the one that sold me on Bamboo.
On Bamboo.
He's got a mini, and I was like, nope. If I'm gonna get one, I want
Oh,
the
he
big
knows his
plate.
shit. He's been doing this a long time.
I want the big plate.
Yeah, it
Bill,
all
the
depends on
Bamboo's
really
a
what
big
your
name
what
in
your
the
use case is.
industry, the 3D printing industry.
How many guys have you seen tonight telling you that they have the Anchormate, but they wish they had the Bamboo? Pretty much everybody that's been printing for a while that tells you they've got one of these newer printers is saying, "I have this one, but I wish I had that one."
So
Maybe
it's
they're
not
all
the
saying-
DJI of 3D printers.
Have they
Okay,
actually
yeah.
tried
Actually,
this Bamboo, though?
they get into them.
The Anchor is like the Autel,
Matter
and
of
the
time.
the Bamboo is the DJI.
Funny you should say that, Ron, because the
Be right
CEO
back.
of Bamboo is the former lead propulsion developer or designer for DJI.
Oh wow.
The guy left DJI, so he built the motors and all that stuff. So what better guy than who was your lead scientist designing gears and motors and stuff for DJI to build a device that requires gears and
Guess
motors?
that's how he got the job.
Yeah, wow,
Yeah,
that's a great
exactly.
story.
So he left DJI to go form Bamboo. So
A lot of the newer, cheaper ones, though, are basically pretty much the same anyways. I mean, okay, you might prefer the Bamboo, but I bet it's not that much different. And I would pose, have these guys that all say they'd rather have the Bamboo, have they tried one? Or do they just think they'd like the Bamboo?
Grass is greener on the other side, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hard to say. I don't know.
I mean, the specs might look better or something. I haven't looked up the specs on either of them, but
I wanted to
I
ask
don't know.
Bill something, but he left the room on us. So now we're gonna wait. Keep talking about printers.
Lord's saying it took him 15 minutes to assemble his anchor mate and 5 to 10 minutes to finish setup.
Does the
Printed
Anchor not
perfectly
do
first
multicolor?
time.
Yeah, I mean, it really does depend on what you want to use it for, too. I mean, if you guys are just learning about it, sure. If you want to really get into it, I would almost be like, go for one of those enders. Because when you have those enders, no, I don't get time to talk. Be quiet, Chuck.
No, I'm
So if
kidding.
you have one of those
I
enders,
want Bill to think we were talking about him, so it's
if
too
you
late.
have one of those enders, you can stick a 9-foot rail on it and make 9-foot prints by typing in a couple extra lines of code. You can't get that from any of these other ones. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to each.
Yeah.
Oh, Caleb, I was doing it as a joke. To, like,
I got you.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Didn't mean
So,
to-
Kilby, you kind of got to know in
I just want the
advance what you
Bamboo.
intend to print to make a good decision on which printer to get.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like a lot of those $300-400 ones are basically the same thing with a few different tiny things.
Such an opportunity.
you should get the
to,
one that
like-
Relativity Space is using. They're printing an entire rocket 3D
that?
printed.
Wow. Somebody needs to do some good comparison videos on these things to help people shop.
Bamboos are a little pricey, huh? Kind of like DJI.
Sometimes.
I think the Anchor Mate was more for what you
Okay.
get.
Well, it looks like they have
what you pay
multicolor
for,
setups to the
sometimes.
anchor mates.
Orgasm in a cup.
Well, Bamboo does too.
Okay.
That sounded so sketch.
No, it's actually Derek Gold old-fashioned chocolate milk. So
Oh wow. You can't beat chocolate milk on a
old,
podcast.
old-fashioned chocolate milk.
Old fashioned.
Delivered in a glass bottle to your front step.
The extra 14 gallons of chocolate syrup added for your pleasure.
So if you have a 3D printer and you're doing drone business where you're giving 3D mapping to stuff, then you could just 3D print that stuff out for them too. Go here's the paper in 3D. Here's the actual 3D of what we flew.
That's actually something that we've talked about doing for some of our clients. If you're a
Makes
slightly bigger
sense.
client, we hand you that. Dude, they love getting the model of their property.
Yeah, I could see it plain as day. I
Especially a
don't
big
blame 'em.
warehouse.
It is a great marketing gimmick.
Yep,
Looks like
100%.
Captain Joe loves his anchor mate M5C.
No, he said it had a jamming issue. And then he
Oh.
upgraded to just the M5. And
Oh, he got
didn't-
rid of the C. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, they gave him the
Dan's
newer
preoccupied.
one.
Wait a minute. Dan's preoccupied. Boobs are. You better say fun. I hope you say boobs are. Oh, even better. Awesome.
No.
Yes, they are.
All right, what's going on over here?
But anyway, back to the subject of 3D printing. I know that the one I want is the A1, the full package, the combo deal. That's the one I want.
So where would you order something like that from, Bill?
Bamboo's the only place you can get it.
Direct from the manufacturer. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
wonder
can't get
which
it from
one
anybody
Dennis
but-
Lovelady has, because apparently he got one that's like over $2,000. He bought like
if you got the carbon
Ferra-
one, yeah.
He bought the Ferrari of 3D printers.
Well, they've got carbon printers that are that expensive.
Yeah. Once you get into the carbon fiber stuff, it gets expensive because it needs to print differently, hotter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still resisting. I know resistance is futile, but I'm resisting.
Right. Yeah.
wrath of
I'm resisting also.
I'm waiting for the
I'm
Star
on-
Trek replicator.
I don't know
Give
how
me
long
the
you
Star
can
Trek
hold out on it.
replicator.
I don't
You
know.
don't have to wait for
No,
the
Caleb pointed
little
out
thing
you
to
can
print.
3D print bigger boobs too.
I guess you could.
Well,
Whoops.
that's something.
That's something.
That's a good response.
Hey, Bill, did Bob 3D print that model of Vegas, or is that somebody else's work?
It looks like he took a picture at a
Okay.
place, but you know,
They might have had that at CES.
Right.
CES is
Johnny has the
they have
M5C, but no
lots of
jamming
cool
issues.
stuff.
Dale, did you say there were a lot of 3D printers at CES?
There has been historically. Yeah, I was in Nantucket this year, so I didn't get to go.
I'm sorry. Look what Johnny wrote. It's funny.
What? Wait a minute. Further down.
Basically, a new hobby. He's basically saying he says bad addiction, which is AKA hobby, right? Because all hobbies are expensive.
He's not wrong.
yeah.
There's a bit of a reason I haven't got into it.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm resisting because
Oh, that's in Australia. Wow.
What
man.
Here's a bamboo. Here's a bamboo that's $8.99, Bill.
For over there, if you get it
Oh,
shipped
that's
to
our
Australia.
pricing. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, things that tend to be more expensive in Australia, I believe.
Yeah.
I wonder what it costs in Canada. It's more expensive up there too.
Oh, Jeremy Alms was who did it.
That's the man that printed the Vegas model.
Oh, 3D printing's a rabbit hole. Like FPV.
and it
Let's
only
not go
takes
down
money
any
to
more
get
rabbit
out of it. Just you got to fill the rabbit hole with dollar bills, and then you can climb
Well,
out.
Chuck, it sounds like I could buy a 3D printer for not much more than the Mike 2 will cost me. The Mike
There
2
you can
kit.
see. That's what I'm saying.
Well, these are the decisions you have to make.
That's what
Well,
I'm saying.
I already have a Mike 1 kit here.
It's pretty good.
Just remember the spools will cost you about $30 a pop.
Once
Well, that's
I
what I
didn't
was
know that
looking at
part.
bamboo.
Oh,
They
and you have to keep them really dry, so you need something to like
low humidity.
store them with low humidity, and yeah, it comes
Not
with
much
its own
low humidity
quirks.
at the Jersey Shore here,
Lithopanes, Dale. That's what it is. Lithopanes.
Lithopanes, yeah, that's what that is. I couldn't remember.
I couldn't either till he put it in the chat. He
He
makes a lot of them.
The thing that gets me is this Bamboo Labs. So they have a lot of their 1 kilogram spools for only $16.99 or $18.99, which is like half price. And then, which I was like, oh, that's interesting. They also have the filament membership, which sounds like it's like, oh, get new ink for your printer every 6 months.
Sounds like HP.
Yeah,
Nice.
they'll just keep
3D
sending it to
print
you, and then
your
you're gonna
printer.
have just stacks and stacks of it pretty soon.
You could 3D print parts for your printer, right?
Well, see,
But
Go ahead.
the TPU material, are you guys familiar with that? It's kind of it's like
TPU?
squishy, so you could like replace you.
Oh,
know,
that's like the cell phone case stuff, right?
it's
that
squishier
stuff?
than that. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like
It's
that.
the same material, TPU. I think it's the same stuff.
But
okay,
it's,
I want to
it's
show you what
kinda
William
cool 'cause
Russell's
it's
been
soft.
doing.
Flexible. Really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
not super smushy, but flexible. Yeah.
But you everybody know Bill Russell, William Russell? He changed his channel name. I can't remember what he calls it now. But he's been 3D printing something I think you could sell. Birdhouses, man.
Everybody loves birdhouses,
And
Bill.
look
that's
how
pretty
intricate
cool.
and cool.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty cool.
would be charging them birds rent for that shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
But he's been printing a bunch of those that I bet you could probably sell some at a ridiculous price on Etsy.
Right?
Maybe.
I do believe. I mean, and,
Yeah, but the guys in China with the big machines can print them a hell of a lot cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
So your best
ends up
your
being
best
the
bet right
problem.
now with selling 3D printed stuff is going to different shops or like farmers market type things and stuff like that. There's tons of people selling that stuff, like toy fairs, things like that. There's lots of that stuff going on.
So there's
everything
a
from
possibility
ice
you could
towers.
recover the cost of your printer by selling stuff.
If you take the time and effort.
But you got to find stuff that's gonna, be niche sales. Stuff that's gonna be spontaneous. Like if you saw that birdhouse, as cute as it is in that picture, you might not go searching for a cheaper one on a Chinese site. You might think, hell yeah, I'm gonna get it now because that one might be gone. And because it's very cute, it's neat, and you're thinking, well, if I get one from China, is it going to be the same quality? Is it going to be made the same
Can
way?
I return it if something's wrong with it?
Yeah, how much of a pain in the ass is it going to be? And
If I
those
really
are your
want
stuff.
high quality print, then I go to Shapeways and have them print it.
Chuck,
Which,
did we
by
get,
the way-
did we lose Chuck?
you can print stuff in gold and platinum and any other kind of number of things that Shapeways.
That's good. Well, maybe I'll get one too and be the 3D printer of Margate City and make a bunch of money.
So you do all your prototyping on the cheap printer, and then you can pay the money to print other stuff.
The Rock.
Yeah, that's fun.
$15. That stuff sells like hotcakes.
And how much
It's
do you think it
ridiculous.
costs to
But
make
wouldn't
that?
he get? Isn't
10
that
cents.
illegal in a way though?
No,
To sell his likeness.
I mean, does it really look like him? And yeah. Anyways, you can take pictures of people. It's a thing.
Cool.
But I mean, so that's just The Rock, right? But there's all sorts of little like dragons with movable parts and things like that. And I mean, I've seen people print them to be like this big instead of a little tiny one. And then, I'm selling it for $200 instead of 15. And I look at that stuff and I'm like, man, the guy uploaded something on his computer, hit enter, and waited 2 hours. It's not worth $200 because it took you a little longer, bro.
I know a lot of people are doing
It'll help,
cosplay
so-
stuff with it.
Yeah, you can make big cosplay parts really well. And if you do paint those, then they actually are kind of worth something. Because then you can even act like it's not 3D printed once you smooth it out and paint it and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, so some after stuff you have to do these 3D prints. They just don't come out printed and ready to go.
Sorry about that.
Not always.
What I missed?
Gary, where are you, Gary?
Oh no, what I missed? I was when Koopy starts talking about FPV going down. What the hell did I miss?
Because the hobby on the whole.
Oh, I hope
Is
not.
ending.
I mean,
I have to
Nice.
always see my death scenario. Does a company do bobbleheads from a photo? Oh.
maybe. I think there is one.
I don't
You
see
could
why
3D
not.
print bobbleheads real easy.
Yeah, you could. Bill, did you talk about DJI pulling back on their restrictions of flight?
No, I
The
haven't talked
Geozones,
to-
you mean?
whatever you want to throw in there.
Yeah.
That
Oh!
was Europe.
Was that just Europe? I thought it's coming to us too.
I was gonna say, has
it's
anybody checked their
They did it
Geozone
in
locally to
Europe
see if it's
first.
affected in the U.S. yet? I
Yeah.
haven't had a chance to get out.
I haven't tried. Okay,
I
sorry.
presume at some
I
point
was-
they'll pull them. In the
He's
US
here.
too.
Angel,
And I'm not getting a warning about frames
Hey
per
guys, sorry.
second.
Well, there he is.
Oh, you should just give it a sec. I probably will get one. I'll probably get one soon. You never know.
there he is, the 3D printing master, the 3D printing guru.
I'm not a
2.5 hours
3D printing guru.
What? Wait, did you send me a picture or something? Oh, there it is. Angel is running low FPS.
There it is. I know it.
There it
This
is. There it is.
exactly.
Oh my God, Nemo! That's right. When I got into the hobby, when it died, it's all my fault.
Up with 3D. Wait a minute.
Well,
Nobody
killed it.
watches.
My
Okay.
fault. My fault.
Angel needs to 3D print a faster computer.
You got to
Caleb,
sacrifice Chuck into one of those volcanoes so that the FPV will come back.
That's well. I tried. I went into a volcano, but I came out alive. I didn't die.
Oh, here you go.
I was in one.
27-inch dragons go for $60 on Etsy all day.
Wow.
Yep.
But I don't
And-
want to cost
so-
I don't want to cost a printed 27-inch dragon.
I saw a 3D printed skull at the Magic the Gathering shop the other day where you could drop a dice into the top of it and it would roll around inside the skull and come out the bottom. $150. It was this big.
Oh, that's cool though.
It was just 3D
That's
printed. Though.
cool,
The guy,
though.
he didn't even paint it. He hit a button on his computer. How is it worth $150? 30
Wow.
cents a filament. Come on.
Here's
Here's
a
my
something a buddy of mine printed out.
Now in reality though, the guy
wow.
that created
cool.
created that skull that's selling the skull 3D model on Thingiverse, he's probably rolling in the dough.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And he also did like red. What was it? Right up here. It's for the Chinese. Well, here's something too. Here's all the extra filament though he went through.
Oh, bummer.
Now, where do you get that filament from?
Different places.
And then
Like Amazon or
Right.
Yeah, you
hobby
can get it from
shop?
Amazon.
Buy it.
There's
Okay.
special shops that you can order it from too.
So he printed these out in 3D printed.
Those look good.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
For the lunar holiday, Lunar New Year.
Mm.
I like that $2 bill there.
I got a few of them. Cool. cool.
Well,
Now, if
there's
you want to
certainly a
make
lot of
money-
things you can do with these 3D printers. I got to give them that.
Oh, so the designs are where you're going to make money.
Yeah,
Kelvin's
some
been
people
saying
like
that, right?
upload to Thingiverse STL files, and they just make a design and then sell it there for
What? So you've
all kinds of
spent
stuff.
$300 on filament, and you're not happy with any of it? What did you say you had again? Anchor? Okay, I don't want that one.
Johnny's got the one Billy has.
Right, that's what I said.
Oh,
if he's
okay.
already printed $300 worth of junk, that's not the one I want.
Okay.
Hopefully, he's just hacking on himself. You know. Here's now, here. Wait a minute. There's a guy. What was it? There's a guy does all kinds of cosplay. He's made a few Iron Man. Yeah, and with the moving parts and stuff, they are pretty dope. Here you go, Ron. Here you go.
Let's see.
Will Ron and Marcus go 3D Print Nation in 2024 with bamboo, or will it be Anchor Mate?
Well, that's a good question, John. I can't make the decision to buy the Mite 2, let alone a bamboo printer at this point. So it's hard to say.
Yeah. See. Okay. So he's just hacking on himself. He's saying mostly it's been toys and stuff for the kids. See, that's what I'm thinking. Especially
Okay.
my oldest grandson, Luke. I think he would get into stuff like that. He would be like, "Oh, that's cool," because he could create stuff and make stuff.
Could you print action figures with that thing, Bill?
I bet you could easily.
Okay.
Easily. And you could print the old army men.
Yeah, the Green
You
Army
could print
Man
the
from
old
the
army
old days.
men,
You
man.
can do that.
I bet you even money, you could print you a tub of those suckers and put them on Etsy, and they would sell just for nostalgic purposes.
There you go. Now we're thinking we're making money again.
Light
have a bunch.
switches,
Yeah.
things like that. It's a lot of fun for people. around the house.
Custom. You could make custom light switches.
Exactly.
You could make Chuck
Coast to
approved
coast
light
drone.
switches.
Oh, here we go.
Coast to
Here
coast
we
drone
go.
light switches to send to people as gifts.
Guys.
Yeah, we get like something that somebody won something, or no, like he was thinking coast to
if only I
coast
was that
drones,
powerful.
Coast to coast pencil holders.
or
coast-to-coast
drone
puzzle boxes.
therapy,
Yeah.
something.
Hey, I see this printer as a kind of a cash cow, a real money maker.
Like YouTube.
What- yeah.
You could make coast to coast masks that say "Screw RID" embossed across the top.
Or
Good.
Or okay, I want to 3D print a bat plane and take apart one of my DJI drones, and I want to put all the Air 2S parts in the bat plane.
Hey, if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, the board game, printing all the little
Money, money,
characters
money, money,
and
money, 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 money,
monsters
money,
and all
money,
that
money,
stuff
money.
would be freaking great with 3D printers.
It
Mr.
really is.
Krabs. You're Mr. Krabs.
Did you see what I said? No, I was like, money, 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 money.
Although I
money,
like it
money,
better for
money.
Warhammer
I-
because you can
I
buy
play a
those
lot of
little
high-end
D&D
games
parts.
with some people every week,
You can
and
buy the
they
D&D part
spend
for
money
$6
on their upgrades to their games, like 3D printed minifigs, and they'll paint their minifigs and all kinds of stuff.
So the real way to do that though is Warhammer, because those ones, instead of $6 a piece like D&D, are like $85 a piece, up to $300.
Yeah,
Okay, so you could even better, man. You could, like you're talking about, you could either sell fully painted ones, or you could send blank ones and let them paint their own.
yep.
Yep.
Because I
Or you can
remember
send
like
them off
this-
to a Fiverr person and have them painted for you for $10 and be professionally done.
yeah, exactly, and you could sell the hell out of them. But I can still remember, like when I first saw my first miniatures, like everybody wanted to paint their own shit, and like you would see, purple orcs.
Yeah, they were
You know.
made out of they were made out of metal. So.
yeah. It's pewter.
Pewter. Yeah.
Pewter.
Like computer abbreviated pewter.
Sorta.
No.
You know,
That
glow in the
pewter,
dark
the
naked
other-
woman light switch covers.
Oh my goodness, we had to
And
go.
don't
there,
eat
didn't
it;
we?
it'll kill you.
Oh man, don't get us demonetized here.
Working on it. Yeah.
You can get glow in the dark filament too from bamboo, or
That's
I'd say you
cool.
can get glow in the dark filament anywhere. Mike, are you still here? You can still buy those. Like, can you buy them by the pound still, Charles? Maybe you can, or maybe
Now,
we
Bill,
could
do you
make
have to
some.
do you have to buy the filament for your brand of printer, or is filament just filament? It'll work with any 3D printer.
There's different sizes, but they're pretty standardized now.
Okay.
What happened? Excuse me, to the maker revolution we were promised. Maker
Yeah,
Revolution.
what did happen?
Did it happen?
Did it happen?
Yeah.
Maybe. Glow in the dark. Yep, that was the one that Mike came in. Hey, Mike's the one that knows the bamboo in particular. I think that he. Wait a minute. Is that him messaging me? Hang on.
So I mean,
hang
I
on.
teach classes at a maker shop where
yeah,
they
here we go.
prototype things with 3D printers all the time. It is definitely a thing that has helped many, many people create many a product. You might not see it, or you might not know that the new thing you bought at Walmart was first done with a 3D printer. But the
True.
fact is it really has done quite a bit.
It's a lot of stuff. Like, I remember they had the Z-axis thing for like the pocket cameras.
Right.
Those were all.
Here we go. This
3D
is
printed
stuff
to
that
start
Mike's
with.
printed. Wait a minute. Using the bamboo printer and stuff.
Nice.
Gets fuller and fuller.
He's a little addicted.
Fuller.
Oh, the turtles! Ninja Turtle. Look at that big ass
Those are-
dragon.
Print so
Those
much.
are cool,
Yeah.
actually.
The rack gets fuller and fuller.
Could you print? I wonder if you could print frames. Could
Fuller.
you
Probably.
print frames?
You can print anything, dude.
Yeah,
As long as it fits
1000%.
as long as it fits on the printer, right? Right, Caleb? It has to fit on the printer.
You know the
Yeah, and then I mean, you get the under 3, and you can expand your print bed to 10 feet, and yeah, fit anything you want. on the printer.
Boeing and all of them are
Crazy.
3D printing planes and stuff for their initial aerodynamics tests. That's how they're proving them out. They're taking their CAD stuff and 3D printing it and then testing it.
Nice.
Yeah, and there are metal panels and stuff being 3D printed as well as houses.
And rockets.
Oh, so there's actually a market
It's
for
weird.
adult 3D printed products.
Oh, of course there is.
Gary would rather not it be known how he knows how.
Wonderful. I support these people.
And, that,
You
and NASA is
twisted individual. I love you.
testing
Do I need to go
their-
to www.printhub.com?
That's right. PrintHub. PrintHub.com.
Print.
But
all
NASA just
your-
tested their
for all
3D
your
printed
needs.
engine.
For all your needs are met.
You want to know what the different
Well-
materials are, though? If you go to Shapeways, you can read all
Right.
about the different materials.
Coming
It's
soon
great.
to Seattle. Angel
materials are
3D
better for other
printed
stuff.
tech shop.
That's right. From assless
Like your-
chaps to zebra print.
Your standard PLA is not
Design your own.
resistant to
We'll print same day.
UV.
That's right.
So
Print the same day.
We're gonna
Now
end up-
available in
we're
glow
going
in
to
the
be
dark.
doing some frame prototyping and testing at the maker shop because not only do they have the 3D printers, but they have all the laser
What?
cutters and they can make their own carbon fiber there too.
You can make 3D
Like to do all
print
the-
filament from old 2-liter bottles.
Oh wow.
It doesn't sound easy.
No, it doesn't sound easy,
How do
does
you do
it?
that?
They also have
That's Pat.
they also have their own what are those things called? The like little mini wind tester things. It's like a 2 or 3 foot by 3 foot tube.
Wind
that they shoot
tunnel?
through. Yeah, it's a little mini wind tunnel.
Oh wow.
Oh wow!
So we can make our frames and then test them in the wind tunnel and see how they do and stuff, which is kind of cool.
That's-
Wow, that can you? I bet that's some intense printing, carbon and nylon frames.
Jody's printing in like high tech materials.
you can get a DJI fly cart and you could deliver all your 3D printed items to people.
Yep. How much is that?
I think it's like 17.
17. I
Okay,
was
but
like,
you
well,
can.
that seemed like that would be fun.
I'm pretty.
1,000. Yeah.
Mike, tell me for sure. You can use. You don't have to use bamboo filament only in a bamboo printer. Because didn't you tell me that you'd ordered some stuff on Amazon?
Yeah, as long as the filaments are set to the standard, it should be fine.
That's what I was thinking. I think because it's not really. It's pretty much a universal kind of thing.
Is filament pretty much the same price wherever you look, or does price vary a lot?
No, it's different prices.
Pardon?
It's different prices. You'll
Okay.
find some places
You have
that
to shop
have.
around for the best price.
You'll have some companies that will give you the best overall prices, and then you'll have some companies that will give you occasional quick deals. So you know, you just have to know which ones are dependable. Of course, I'm talking out my ass. I don't know 100%. I know what's been told to me,
Right.
so I don't know for sure because I've not done it personally.
Right.
It's like
right.
plastic. It can be good plastic or cheap plastic.
Oh wow, look at this! They're
You
using
know,
diamond
den-
black.
the density and what other contaminants might actually be in the filament and how pure it is, there's lots of things that potentially could go into what makes it more costly.
The cool thing, like
And
you said
better.
about the bamboo, is where you can program it to print the different colors ahead of time, and it
That
just
is pretty
kinda
cool.
does it.
Yeah.
You know, and it just. I thought that was really awesome myself.
Stop yawning, Ron. Stop. You're making me
Hey,
tired.
it's getting late here in the East Coast.
I know. I'm right there with you, brother.
It's 6:38 p.m.
Well,
You know, they have 3D printers that print chocolate, so you can like
so
make your own chocolate things.
you
Mhm.
can. Well, that's kind of cool. Fattening, but cool.
Any filament will run, right?
Ron,
So
let's
you do that. You print a bunch of chocolates, and then you print a bunch that look just like it with the regular PLA. You paint them the same, and you say, "Good luck."
Oh,
Okay, here you go. Johnny's
Right.
saying Overture is good and the price is okay. And then Mike's telling us he's already said any filament will run in it, 1.75 millimeter, and it varies. See, yeah, okay, I was right. He said the cost varies a lot.
So you got to watch for sales, know where to shop.
Yeah,
Gotta
I think
know
he
when
said
know when
every now and
fold 'em.
again he'll find good deals on Amazon, really, for filament.
Okay.
He was telling me.
By the way, you guys are right. Whoever said it in the chat, I forget it was earlier. The DJI Mic 2 is in stock on Amazon. You can have it
Well,
Monday.
you also have a hot wife.
Wow.
There's a big reason to do pottery like Patrick Swayze.
Mic
There's,
2,
you know.
Mic 2 is in stock. I should say.
So that Mike 2's call my name again from Amazon, huh, Joe?
You can get the white one all by itself.
No,
like
that-
you called out earlier. Yeah.
Best
Did you-
Buy
wait a minute,
doesn't
listen to
have
this.
them.
Look at this. He said he's still making pottery like Patrick Swayze. And in case you all forgot, he was making
Ooh,
he was
dope.
making pottery with the hot chick. And you know, I'm
Oh,
thinking,
yeah,
if
she
you
was-
and your
yeah.
wife are making pottery that way, you don't need a 3D printer, my friend.
You weren't making pottery very long if you're making it that way.
yeah,
Keep in
exactly.
mind,
You were making other things.
yeah, the auto
Okay,
industry used
Gary
to
likes
do play
he's
models.
agreeing. He likes Overture and Hatchbox for getting his filament.
Okay.
Don't forget when
Walmart.
selling 3D
Nice.
printed chicken breast and steaks.
That's fattening.
But no, they're starting to 3D print food. No shit.
Really?
They're starting to 3D print food. There are 3D food printers
So
now.
parts is parts for
So
real
what can
now?
you get? Can you get hamburger
Molecules are
filament or
molecules.
something?
Wow.
Hang on, let me see if I can find it because I saw something about it not too long
Where's the beef?
You're just
3D
bringing up
food
protein. That's all.
printer. Yeah, here we go. 3D food printer. Here we go. They're only 3,000, 7,000, 9,000. Only.
Only.
So
Only.
yeah. Oh, here we
Might
go.
be the pro
This is August of this year. It says Revolution. Probably get in trouble for me trying to show the damn thing, but I'm not going to. I will post the link if it looks creative. But it says revolutionary 3D printer produces nutrient packed meals. It's
So
literally
can you
printed
pick
up.
the meal- Can you pick the meal?
It's printing the food out.
Nope, it's just meat sludge.
Meat sludge.
Gross. Yeah, that's gross.
3D printed meat.
Hang on, let me copy this.
Sorry.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. It was done in Australia.
Oh, okay.
I can tell Ron's looking at some 3D printed meat. He's over there going,
Well,
Are you now, Ron?
I'm not much of a cook, so it'd be nice to have that of 3D printing.
Telling you,
3D
start
printed
that
hamburger.
Print my
calculator.
lunch and whatever.
It's
Yeah. Crazy. It's so
And
George.
do a
What
ham sandwich.
additional protein and vitamins.
was it? They had the rehydrator or whatever. Was that in the Jetsons? The little.
Yeah.
That was what
Back to the
that
Future.
was in Back to the Future. Yeah,
Oh, that was right. That was
pizza.
Back to the Future.
Okay.
Oh, I can't
The
believe
Pizza Hut pizza. It was like this big.
Yeah,
and
like
then they put it on.
You know, when I was in the army, the original MREs had dehydrated food.
Yeah.
Those sucked.
Oh, dude, I had that
Bad.
when we went camping. We went camping like in the woods for 2 weeks in the Adirondacks in New
Hey,
York.
what's
and
up, Mikey?
That MRE shit is.
The best part about the first Gulf War is all of those MREs went overseas.
If
Did
Michael,
you ever have chili
Mikey-
mac? Did you ever have chili mac, Rod?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, now we're going there.
Yeah.
That's the one that makes it
Mikey,
hallucinate. That was the rumor.
If you're still here, what 3D printer would you? We're talking about either for a beginner, a total novice, either an Anchor Mate or a Bamboo. I personally I looked at the Anchor Mate because Lloyd told me about it to begin with, and I knew Billy was playing with one. But then Mike started, Night Train showed with me the bamboo, and I was like, ooh, I like playing with the bamboo more. It just sounds,
Yeah,
kind of
and
bamboo rolls on.
it sounds like I'm a bamboo man too. It sounds
There
like
you go.
that's what all the
Yeah,
cool-
I'm a
that's what
bamboo.
all the cool
That's
kids
it.
are with.
Ron's just found us another shirt. I'm a bamboo man. I'm a bamboo man.
Or a show title.
No, well, yeah, but I want to do this again because I really and truthfully, because here's the weird thing. How many people have plans on Valentine's Day? Because
It's in the middle of the week.
it's on Wednesday.
Oh,
It's a sad
okay.
day for
It's
Valentine's
actually
Day.
on Wednesday this
Oh
year.
no.
You have
Come
to
on
get in
now,
and get out.
Bill.
Get in and get out
What are we
quick.
doing here?
We're
Huh?
doing an event called Love is in the Air.
I like that. Love is in the air.
Love,
No, that's.
love is in the air.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they might have a spin dance that night, so I would do like a quick show. But anyway, that would probably be the night that I do the show about. Is it okay to ask for a 3D printer if your wife asks for diamonds?
Well, just remember what somebody said in chat. You can 3D print things for your wife.
My
Yeah.
wife is very
You can-
smart when it comes to jewelry. That would not
You
fly.
can 3D print her
I
a,
didn't mean
a
jewelry.
diamond
Exact-
shape.
You could 3D printer an exact you to use.
Exactly.
Not up for the task. I knew Caleb, I knew you were thinking that. You probably already done it. You're just not. That's TMI, but
Hey,
I
let me
didn't
get
say
back on the
anything that
tracks
was
a little
not-
bit here, Bill. How much space do you need to set up these 3D printers in a room?
Dale, is it really 8K?
looks like 1/8 K.
What the hell?
Okay.
Didn't it say that it was like 4K on the website or something like that?
I think it did.
Oh,
Up to-
yeah,
but it
look at
says
that. It's
up
cute
to
as
8K.
hell, but like
I
Oh, yeah,
haven't
yeah.
tried recording anything with it yet.
Is that a Temu drone?
It is a Timu drone.
They finally
You did
came.
get-
Oh
It's
wow.
that
Look
installed
at that,
and we all
man, and
saw it
it's
like
got a
2 months
micro
ago.
four
Baby.
third sensor on it.
Is that a miniature Inspire?
it is. Isn't it cute?
Inspire 3.
Inspire 3.
Inspire 1/3.
It looks like it's telephoto, like 16
Finspire
times.
3.
Mini Spire.
16x
Have
telephoto.
you actually flown it?
I have flown it. It does okay.
Oh, it does okay.
Like any non GPS
Yeah, it looks cute.
drone. I don't know what the sensor is on the bottom.
It's just there for looks.
Probably.
It was
All I know
3D
is
printed
the-
for looks.
The cats ran real fast.
Wouldn't blame them.
It's a Minspire 3, guys.
It
Minspire.
came in this
Yeah,
nice
exactly.
handy case.
Even your cats were like, it's not a real Inspire.
I have 3D printed Lucky Charms. The milk doesn't make it soft. It doesn't.
So somebody was mentioning the Mic 2 earlier.
Yeah.
Might
what-
do.
Did you get
You
one
bought
with the? No. So do you get one with the Pocket 3 Creator combo?
Yes.
You do, but
Yes.
you don't get the charge case or the
Well,
or
does
the
it-
separate receiver.
Does it work with this? Does it work with the original?
Yeah.
No,
It
it
won't,
won't fit
no,
in
it won't
there.
fit.
No.
It won't fit in the box. That would have been too easy.
Oh man.
I
They
know.
redesigned the shape.
Angel, come on. You know DJI better than that.
I was like, oh, this would be that's a win-win.
Yeah, I know. But you can. No, what I did, I actually bought a kit, so I have 2 new mics, the receiver, and the charging box. I'm going to use them with the
Okay.
creator kit stuff that I have. So always good to have redundancy.
Did you hear this? He's sending you a 3D printer in the mail, Ron.
Nice.
But Bill, serious question: how much room does these 3D printers take up in your office?
Probably about as big as a laptop and a place for to set your hands.
Oh, that's not
No,
bad.
really, what's the footprint of the thing? Seriously.
That's
And
not
but you got to realize it's probably going to take up
no,
that much,
Bill's gonna show
that
us.
much foot space, and then you probably let's go as high as let's say 24 inches.
Hold on, here
See,
you go.
look, here we go.
Okay. There's two.
Dale's
There's two
bringing
right
one
there.
in
Look at
for
that.
me.
Here's Dale's first.
Okay.
Dale's looks a little like more sizable there.
Yeah, his is the
That looks a
ender.
little bit bigger than a laptop.
And here's
Yeah,
Caleb.
that's like
Mine is the Walmart printer.
that one looks
That doesn't
cute.
look too bad.
Yeah, it looks workable.
It's horrible. Don't touch it.
Oh, okay. So that one's we have a shitty printer as opposed to a decent printer.
Yep.
We got a little
Okay,
show
Okay.
and tell here
So
today,
question.
What?
I was about to say,
Bill. A little show and tell.
Dale, what was the damage for that one?
I think it was like $400 or something like that when I got it.
Really.
400. Okay,
I have
and
no idea
Caleb,
what-
what was the damage for yours?
150.
Okay.
But the bamboozle
So I
itself
guess it's
is
just
less
a
than that,
range. You can
Angel.
get the. Say it again.
The bamboo's on sale for $339. Bill showed earlier.
Okay.
But that's without
I
all
don't
the
need
bells
one.
and
I mean,
whistles.
I'm
Yeah,
already
that's
trying
without
to
any of
spend
the
money
stuff.
on all this shit.
Actually, just so I bought mine in 2018,
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
and it was $190.
Wow, you're
Were they cheaper back then, Dale?
I don't. No, I think. Well, I think the new Ender 3 now is only like. What was that? Ender 3 is $219.
Oh, so I don't need a bamboo. I can go cheaper with this Ender.
Ender
Yeah.
3 V3 with auto self leveling was
I
$219.
like self leveling.
You can
self-leveling.
get
Don't get anything without self-leveling.
Okay,
That's why I don't even touch that printer.
I won't.
It's just not even worth it. It takes
I don't even know what
9
that
hours.
means, but
self-leveling
it doesn't
plate
even
to put
sound
under it,
good.
Caleb.
What?
Oh,
Not
so
self-leveling.
Too bad you couldn't get a self-leveling plate to put under the printer. to
Mikey's
solve the
saying
problem.
Ender 3 Pro.
Oh, they have a Pro Edition.
I'm still bamboo.
That'd be cool.
Nothing's changed me from bamboo.
Okay.
It doesn't change when the plate and the nozzle are what's different, though, not what's underneath.
Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah,
not
it's the
whole
problem is the
thing.
plate is different from the nozzle.
Okay,
and-
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. Well,
Yep.
doesn't matter.
The power
Self-leveling.
flickered here.
Well,
they got so many different Ender 3s, I can't even look at them quickly.
Yeah, the power flickered here.
But I mean, so essentially, if you wanted to, you can probably get a $200 printer that's just fine. If you can find a $200 one with auto leveling, it'll probably work just as well as most of the $350 ones. Now, maybe not as perfect as the bamboo that's actually pretty good, but I mean, they're all doing basically the same thing. So if you don't need bells and whistles and you're willing to tinker with it a little bit, you can go with a $200 one and just ignore the $500 and not even care. But if you want it to be a really easy process, sure, spend a couple $100 bucks.
Caleb, it sounds like the difference between buying like a camera drone and an FPV drone for real. Like, you know, if you like tinker and stuff, and you get the
I think Ender 3 is like an FPV drone.
More like a mini series to a classic series.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, FPV is a different thing. It would be like a
That's
different.
true. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like same. But I see what you're saying. Like if you want it to be super easy out of the box, then you spend a little more coin, and that takes some of the workout up front.
Yeah.
You pay for that, I guess.
Yeah.
What's entry level? What's the cheapest I can get into a 3D printer?
$100.
$100. Like a Walmart or something.
Probably smaller than like about the size of a half-gallon milk jug.
Yeah, they're pretty
More
tiny. They're
compact
going to
for
be like this
the
big.
office.
You're going to be printing things that are within about this size, like maybe a couple
Not
inches.
Make shot glasses.
And they will probably kind of suck and be pretty rough. And
that
Ender
3, I think, has a 200 by 200 by 200 print area or something like that.
Millimeters or something.
Yeah, but I have a Ender 5, which is 400 by 400 by 400.
So that's
and you can just change it out.
About 10 inches.
You can do some
400
killer
millimeters.
time lapse shorts, man.
No, because 200 is like closer to like 8 or 9 inches.
It's
right
like
around there.
2.41 centimeters is like an inch or something, right? So
one of the things that you can always think about too, like the Ender, for instance, one of its big selling points is that you can 3D print almost every single part for that drone. So you get the drone, you set it up, you 3D print all of your spare parts, and then you sit back and laugh when other people's break.
Nice. And then you sell them parts.
Yeah. So
Okay, so I see this
almost
bamboo
9
for
by 9 by 9.
$3.99.
Yes.
Yeah, the cool thing about the bamboo, you can print in multiple colors on the same model.
That is cool. You showed the spools earlier. You have like
That's
5
the full.
spools.
The full unit is $5.99 plus.
$5.99.
Yeah,
That's going to take some
Yeah,
space,
$5.99.
though. I mean, like if anybody's worried about footprint, I mean, that's going to
I
add.
don't have a lot of
footprint.
room.
probably
Me
like
either.
36 inches, probably. And then you figure what, maybe 2 feet high.
256 by 256
Oh,
by
how I put it.
256 millimeter build volume. So
I'm out of hobby space here.
You know,
That's
the
like
best part,
You'll have to get rid of some other hobby.
the best part about the footprint that I laughed at a few times is when people are like, well, I found a space for it in my room, and they set it up in their room, and then they start an 8-hour print, and 3 hours later, they're like, I want to go to bed, and it's gone, yeah, have fun with that, guys.
Yeah,
So-
I've been there in another
Maybe
Maybe
generation.
the basement's the best place for the printer.
I've been there
Office.
in another generation back in the 80s when they had dot matrix printers and you set up a big print job and
Yeah.
you couldn't get to
I-
bed because it would print for hours and
Oh,
hours.
Ron, I
And those
remember
things were
those.
just as noisy as Caleb described.
Or you're
Oh my
programming
god, I
in
forgot
assembly
about those
language.
days,
and-
dude.
What do you
Put
mean,
it on
Ron? I
binary
play
code.
that on my ambient noise every night when I go to sleep.
Oh
Just
man,
white noise.
I forgot about
So it
engineering.
looks like
school
it's a
days when
10
the
by
dot
10
matrix
by
printer
10
was cranking out
footprint
a
for
report.
the build matrix or the
What?
build piece. 10 by 10 by 10 inches.
Oh, the Anchormate has a built-in 1080p camera.
Oh, that's good.
Kind of cool.
So you can watch it from
Nice.
afar.
Yeah, what's
No,
the
I was said a minute ago you could make some really cool, shorts. You could like build a model from the bottom up really quick, and speed it up, and it'd be like 45 seconds. That would be cool.
Now, people talk about different sizes. What's the best size for a 3D printer?
Depends on what you want to make.
Yeah, 100%. What do you want?
If you're building small stuff, then get a small printer. If you were going
Oh, I
to
didn't
build
even think
bigger
about
stuff
that.
or want to build big things, then you need a bigger.
You need
Air
a bigger
print area.
printer, bigger footprint. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
before
that
you,
is-
before you buy a
that is-
3D printer, you have to figure out what kind of things you're going to print with it ahead of time.
Well, and look at this. He's saying if you want quality prints, you should bake your filament in the oven, 24 to 48 hours.
Wow.
I'm like, oh.
I mean, if your filament isn't from a trusted source. One of the other things, though, too, is like, so it depends on your print bed size, right? If you want a bigger thing, some of those printers, like the Ender, for instance, can let you have as big of a print bed as you want. You just make a bigger print bed, and you tell it how big the print bed is after giving it bigger chains to run across for its ZY. That is something that you cannot really do with the resin printers. So that's something to keep in mind.
Interesting.
Because the resin printer, you can't really change the resin bed because you also have to have the UV that actually.
I'm still going to resist this hobby. I am resisting the hobby.
Me
He's
too.
thinking about it though, because
Oh, I'm
y'all
always-
keep bringing up
of
more
course.
and more stuff.
Well,
You
yeah, of course, I always
And
think
all
that.
your mock bounce that you make with rubber bands, Chuck, you wouldn't need to do that.
Well, no, that's why I bought Mike 2, so I don't need rubber bands to hold.
You
like,
could
things
use
like
the
that.
TPU to do your clamps.
No, I don't need that. That was the whole point of Mike 2 was to eliminate the need for like cables and cable retention and stuff. So we're good.
I'm waiting until we get the Star Trek replicator.
Yeah, till that guy down there had to tell me that the 32-bit float doesn't work with the Bluetooth connection, make me sad. But other than that, it's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. I mean, again, my biggest complaint wasn't the floating audio. I think that's pretty cool, but it was the fact that my connection would break if the cables came undone and stuff.
But finding out now makes you less sad than if you found out after you got home from shooting in the field.
True. I mean, if I've compensated for that with the original mic anyway, all the mics.
That's the A1 plate. Yeah, that's what you said earlier, right, Angel? The A1's a
Yeah, 256 by 256. Yeah, it's like 10 inch by 10 inch by 10 inch.
Yeah, so you wouldn't get a full size helmet on it. You could do, like you said, you could do mini football helmets, pro football helmets with you could accentuate the logo.
Well, and the thing is strength is not what you're looking for here. You're printing out of crappy plastic with bad connection anyways, right? So print it in 2 parts. Your helmet ain't saving you from nothing anyways. Screw that crap together and then sand it down and paint it, and nobody
There
will
you
ever know.
go.
Oh, we've been staying pretty much on topic, haven't we? Most of the time.
Yeah, we haven't really.
We're
We haven't
drifting
really
between
gone
two.
Squirrel tonight. We've pretty
I
much.
swirled you on the mic 2 for a second.
Everybody was talking about how blue their balls were from it being cold to beginning,
That's
and
how we
then
started.
I kind of righted the path because Ron wasn't talking much, and then I started asking him questions, and then yes, Chuck, you went off subject when Dale flashed his wand in front of you.
I'm sorry.
Your
it's
Schwartz.
horrible.
Your
Yes,
Schwartz.
your Schwartz is bigger than mine.
I see your Schwartz.
Schwartz is as big as mine.
The question is, how are you going to handle it?
Yes.
Something like that. It's something like that. Yeah, Rick Moran.
Liquid Schwartz.
Rick Moran is a genius in that movie.
So can I ask 2 questions real quick?
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry. that
good,
was-
Angel.
that's
So
good.
question 1, mic 2 versus mic 1. What's the difference? I didn't watch any videos. I know it looks
Humongous.
nicer.
It's night and day.
32-bit float recording, so it doesn't clip as easily when you're using the receiver that comes with it, as Rod pointed out. Thank you, Rod.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's pretty much
And
that's
then
the biggest
Like I
thing.
said,
The
the
other
Bluetooth.
battery life is
biggest
2.5
thing.
times as good,
Bluetooth.
but it's not enough.
And Bluetooth support.
Bluetooth
Yeah,
connectivity.
tell them about the
too.
Bluetooth connectivity to like your phone and stuff.
That
too.
would be huge.
So how
right,
are you
that
going
would
to
be
get the
huge.
32-bit float if it doesn't work with Bluetooth? How do you get
Well, I
it?
mean, then you have to
You
set
plug the receiver into the phone.
Yeah, if that's important, you have to plug the USB-C receiver in. It looks. Did anybody check? I don't know, Ron. Did you check? It looks to me like the new receiver is shallower, meaning when it's in the case not as tall as the OG one.
Yeah, it does look a little
Looks
bit
shorter.
different in the design.
Which-
yeah,
which is good.
it's just like the case. I
Now
think
they're
it's wider, but thinner.
But
They're
thinner.
talking about filament dryers now, guys.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have used this, plugged in your OG receiver
Yes.
from the Mic
I
2.
plugged it into camera. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
if you
I
plug
have.
it into like an Action 3 or 4,
Mm-hmm.
like what Bill's holding, you have to put it in so that it doesn't project towards the front of the camera,
Yeah,
because
don't use the super wide. Don't use the super wide on the Action, or it may.
You'll
Yeah.
see it, and I don't do that, but still, like, it still shows up from time to time when it's doing, like, rock steady.
Well, Chuck, if you buy the Action 4, there's no worries. It just connects. It's got the transmitter inside the Action 4.
Yeah.
Connects, not Bluetooth. It connects wirelessly, so you can still get your 32-bit float.
Right, and the other good thing about using this setup on the Action camera, if you can get up 32-bit float, you can be totally watertight. You don't, because you have to break the water tightness, plug in the USB-C. So if you can keep
I
that
know somewhere
closed,
you can get it now, Stevie.
not that you're going to be scuba diving with your Mic 2 on you. That's not going to work very well,
Hey, they're
very
Friday
well in the
morning.
water. But I mean, if you're out, filming.
Hey, can
Okay.
I?
Question is-
Hey, Bill, can I stop the mic talk for just a second? You may be interested in this, Chuck. I just found this out recently. The Action 4 got a firmware update, not the most recent one, but one of the recent ones. It added
10-bit
color to the normal color profile.
Yeah, 10-bit.
Now, not only do you have D-Log and 10-bit, but just the normal color is 10-bit now.
Whoa, that's cool. Because
And
I've
they
been
didn't
thinking
even
about.
announce it. They just slipped
just
it
did
in
it?
under the radar and didn't say
And then they
anything.
just dropped the price $100.
I'll tell
And
you
dropped the
what.
price $100. Things are looking real good for the Action 4 now.
Well, yeah, the beauty of it, like, not everybody wants the color grade, and it does add a lot of post work to your stuff. So you had to have normal color.
Exactly. You don't have to
and
use. You don't.
10-bit.
If you don't like messing with log, you still
Yeah,
get
that's
10-bit
pretty
color
sweet.
without log now.
That is cool. I admit
I
it.
saw the
I'm getting
refurbished
tired of
Action
it.
4 for $359. Is that a good price?
No, because you can buy it new for $299 on either Amazon or DJI now. It's on
Oh,
sale.
okay.
Forget that
okay.
refurb.
Holy
And 300
cow,
ain't a
yeah.
bad
So can
price.
you take that Action 4 and take the Mic 2, hook it up, and then take the Action 4 and put it underwater and still?
Well, that has to be tested, Dale. Yeah.
Wait, what are we talking about now? Like,
He wants to submerge his Action 4 and still talk to it with a mic above water.
you should be able to test it. Just make sure
Yeah.
the transmission.
How far under do you want to get, Dale?
I don't think you can go very far. Doesn't water do a pretty good job attenuating that radio signal?
Generally.
Yeah.
So I mean, that would
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
try
As
it.
long as
man.
you're not throwing voyages to the bottom of the sea or anything.
This
It'll
is
be a
a
great
trip,
video.
man.
It'd be a great video.
That's the limitation of the Bluetooth, right? 25, 30 feet is probably the max end of your
Right.
distance.
That's
with Bluetooth.
not in water though. You put it in
Right.
water, you're gonna lose.
Oh yeah, it'd be way shorter than that. But
Yeah,
I'm just saying
5
that's why
feet,
you would
guessing.
rather use the DJI receiver.
3D
plugged
printing
in
has
than
all kinds of
Bluetooth.
accessories too.
Yeah.
I'm coming to find out that there's just like drones and stuff. See, here we go. Now here's the dry storage container for your filament.
Oh yeah, check
Oh.
that out. Nice.
You can 3D print a case for your Action 4 that'll have an open air tube up to the surface of the water for you to send your signal
Ooh,
down.
a snorkel.
Oh, cool, Dale. That's cool.
You're in a snorkel.
So in reality, though, is anybody decasing the Action 4? Because at $300 price point, I might actually be willing to smash that with an FPV drone and not freak out too bad.
There you go.
I don't know if you could.
I haven't seen
You should
anybody
try
do it yet, but you be the first one. You
Be
know,
first.
be the first. You could get a bunch of views.
You could probably buy one on eBay used that would have to be cheaper than anything else out there.
And tear it apart.
and tear it apart and do a tear down.
You're
Maybe
right.
just-
The
Yeah, Stevie.
refurbished was $319, and you can buy it for $300. That doesn't make sense.
Isn't that because they're behind on their pricing.
I know they're behind.
The pricing,
Alright.
the one pricing manager doesn't talk to the other pricing
That's
manager.
that never happens in big
Yeah.
companies. What are you talking about? So
So the second question is
Yes.
Pocket 3. I seen
Yeah.
a video, and I'm like,
What about it? Yeah, I have
Pocket
two of
3 is
Well,
a winner.
I mean,
It's
so
not a bad
so-
word to say about it.
I like
So
the
Chuck,
first
you
eight
have
months.
2,
We have his and hers. Yeah, Lori has one and I have one. And they're
and
both great, and it's a great camera. The low light on this thing is really good. And unlike the action cameras, you can put ND filters on it, so you get nice
Yeah.
cinematic footage, a little bit of motion blur when you want it. And
Yeah.
the only scary thing about it is the one of the coolest things about it is the rotating screens. You can actually see what you're framing like easily, unlike Pocket 2 and Pocket. But a lot of guys have, I shouldn't say a lot, a few people have had a case where the rotating screen gets kind of broken and gets all
Got it.
janky.
But I mean, you're Bob from DJI. Just if that happens, just send it back or
Yeah,
get
for
the
the
camera
first
thread
year,
or whatever.
the first
But
year.
here's something, Chuck. I'll bring this up to Angel. Unlike a lot of the new cameras that put these real wide open apertures and let too much exposure in, the Pocket 3 doesn't seem to have that overexposure issue that some of the other new cameras have with the extremely 1.7 inch wide open apertures.
Yeah, I love the way it worked. Like we played around with it like right before New Year's in Niagara Falls, and it was fun to use it. It was very capable in low light situations and
good in sunlight too.
Yep. And so I bought the Freewell variable ND filters on, and I put the 2 to 5 stop on.
Right.
And that you can almost leave it on. Like I used to have to take that thing off and put it in the case when I went into a bar or something to film in really low light.
Oh, that makes sense.
I can leave it on and get away with it, but it's better to take it off.
Yeah.
Now you can just buy the Air 2, 3D print a thing, and stick
Angel,
your
don't
pocket
fight
on
it,
there.
man. The thing is, it's a great camera. If you like Pocket,
I literally was like, and then I saw a couple of videos, and I've never had a Pocket. I never had a Pocket.
Hey, Angel,
never had a
unless
Pocket camera?
you need an action camera, unless you're skiing,
I have a
skateboarding,
GoPro,
or
but I
motorcycling,
mean,
get the Pocket 3 instead. Unless
Pocket 3
is
sports. Pocket 3 with the mechanical gimbal is going to be better for cinematic vlogging. So it's not going to. You can use ND filters. You can get motion blur. You can't do that with an action camera. You're going to get that. Like if you film a helicopter, you're going to see the rotors moving. Right, motion blur.
Right.
Whereas
don't drop the Pocket 3 off of a motorcycle or something.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, they're different use cases. I carry both.
Definitely. Well, it's a safety thing. It depends on how rugged do you need your camera to be.
Yeah.
If
it's
the
not.
answer is very rugged, get the Action 4 instead.
Is the Pocket 3 4K or 5.4?
4K.
But it also has 10-bit color.
10-bit in everything. 10-bit in normal color. 10-bit in D-Log M. And does the Pocket 3 have HLG, Chuck?
I haven't looked for it because
I don't think so.
I don't use it. I use just D-Log. But
when you're talking about the gimbal, though, just real quick, when you're talking about the gimbal, that's one of the things that I do like about that GoPro 12 is when I shoot in 5.4K, I've got so much wiggle room to do post-production stabilization that you can never tell, even if I'm doing this.
You can punch. You can punch in.
The 12 you can get 10-bit color and normal color profile also.
Now, the one problem with that, though, is that I've made the mistake of thinking, oh, I can warp stabilize like anything, and flown too close to a subject. Mm-hmm. Now, if it punches in too far for the stabilization, I'm just screwed. Now I'm staring at this part of somebody's face.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, Angel, if you have a use for it for vlog, I think it's really best for vlogging.
That's the thing is I got all these cameras, but then I'm like,
I know.
This seems. I mean, do I want to, hold this in front of my face, or do I want to have and then I'm like, well, that looks tiny, and the video footage looks amazing.
That's 3D printed.
Right there.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That's cool.
It's super cool, man.
Oh, and it looks like it's real life size, huh? Like 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall.
It does look life size.
It's pretty bad.
Let's see, he said his son printed it for him.
That's Lloyd's.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
For him.
Like each half of the leg was probably a different print. Each half of the arm was probably a different print. The head was maybe 2 parts, maybe, depending on their printer.
Badass.
Just
Hey
kill
guys,
it.
I'm gonna interrupt here. It's getting pretty late here. It's after 10 on the East Coast. I'm gonna
I gotta
say
go.
my goodbyes to
We're
everybody out in the chat and all the people on the panel tonight. Thank you so much. Great discussion. I learned a lot about 3D printing tonight. I inched a little bit closer to getting one than before the start of the show.
bamboo.
Bamboo.
I'm still
I know. I
resisting.
won't order anything but a bamboo. And that's
Frozen,
my final
frozen.
thought for tonight. Bamboo. See you guys
Yes.
next week.
See you next week,
Android,
Rod.
Be good, Ron.
Android,
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
And he's no longer the stand-up comedian of the evening.
Who? Ron? Ron was being the
Well, yeah,
stand-up.
I'm in the background. Reminds me of like a New York City, like a comedy club kind of thing.
Well, I had to. I remember I had to trigger him. I had to turn Ron on. I had to hit the button. Remember, I stopped everything and I said, "Ron, what do you think of that?" And then
There he goes.
But anyway, so yeah, it's getting about that time. It's already about 10 after. I have, again, no idea what we're going to talk about next week because we had the spur of the moment release of the Mic 2, which gave us something to play around with and talk about tonight. Really not a whole lot going on in the field of drones.
We may know tomorrow morning if Lauren.
Oh, wait a minute.
Lauren
One's
said
gone.
on.
I've got to get this off my chest. Here's something. I saw something before Christmas because I noticed a lot of these drone channels were testing products for one particular company. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and name the company. It's the Star TRC or Start RC, either one, right? So I ordered, this was in November during the Black Friday sale. I ordered, because Chuck, remember, you threw a fit over it. Remember about why do you need a Pocket 3 hard case? But I was like, no. I watched Ron's.
It seems silly, yeah.
Hang on. So I watched Ron's video, and that's what made me want to have it. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
So I ordered it. Okay, so we get all the way, and it's like 2 days before Christmas, and I'm like, they still haven't shipped the damn thing, and then I've talked to them a couple of times, and they're like, oh, it's gonna be there, and then Christmas goes by, and it's like the 27th, 28th, somewhere like whatever. I think it was like a Monday. So I message again, and I'm like, it still hasn't shipped. So I get a message back saying, just cancel that order and reorder it and you'll get it faster.
Wow,
and
really?
I was like, seriously?
That's like not first out. That's crazy.
Okay, but here's what's even more ridiculous. I was like, wait a minute, you couldn't ship it to me in the first place, but now you want me to cancel my order and reorder it again. I was like, how full of shit do you think I am? And then so they went behind my back and wiped my whole order like I had never even sent it in to them.
Whoa.
Somehow. It doesn't even show up in my past orders from Amazon. And I'm thinking, how fucking slimy, man. What?
They must have had some kind of problem in the background they don't want to talk about.
Well, Dale was the one that told me he had to take off. That's why he blanked out. That's why Ron took off. Excuse me. He said that the problem was they didn't want to get in trouble with Amazon because they weren't getting products out in a timely manner because they'd have to pay a fine. So that's why they just blanked me out completely, like I had never interacted with them. And I'm sitting here thinking, that's shitty. So that's basically saying, they've sent stuff to Johnny, they've sent stuff to Ron, but that's basically saying they're pack mules for them. Because the company is not what they're out there representing themselves as. Because I didn't do anything but hand them my money. I didn't say I was going to do a review. I didn't say I was going to do anything but buy. I was a complete consumer. That was it. And they just shit on me. So they're using Ron as a pack mule in my opinion, and they're using Johnny as a pack mule in my opinion, and that's shitty because they're not representing their product worth of shit.
I have some of their stuff that I've just bought on my own, and it works pretty well. Like I think the
whole point is to tell me that after I've already waited a month that I need to cancel my order and reorder it to get it faster with no compensation whatsoever. Just, hey man, we've had your money for a month. It's been in the bank. Thanks for the interest. How about canceling it and ordering again? I'm like, that just makes it look like you've had two orders. you know? And I'm like, so I didn't order from them. It was something I had wanted to share because it had been on my back for a while. I hadn't brought it up because I know that Ron makes videos for them. I know Johnny makes some videos for them, but they'd never reached out to me or anything after that bullshit. And I'm trying to figure out how they wiped it from even our order records, because it looks like I never ordered it at all.
Get a
It's
credit?
not in it.
But you got a credit and everything?
Yeah, they sent the money back.
No, don't
sure.
worry about it. So it's like, who cares? It's like, you know, if you don't want to order one from them and they can't.
Oh no, I'm not gonna. I converted the one of the. Yeah, I just converted the like the Mini 3 case.
That's
Just
fine. I mean,
perfect.
so I mean, my beef with it doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. It's just the way I use the stuff. I want things to be just compact and easy to get out and not take much space because I don't have a lot of space. But I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. Like putting that in a more robust or bigger space to carry it around makes sense, especially.
Well,
if you're
I
not,
was just thinking more like I have inquisitive grandkids, and then the next thing I could hear something going, "Grandpa,
Trunk.
I didn't mean to, but it dropped.
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
better have that freaking
It
DJI
just
care
fell
on the
over."
thing. Better have the care package going.
You know what I mean? And I was just
Hello,
like,
DJI.
it would be
My
better if it was
granddaughter
locked
destroyed my
away.
Pocket 3. Can I have another one, please?
You know, I'm just thinking it would have been better to, but this is okay. This will work. But I'm just saying, it pissed me off that they completely wiped it out. Like I had not ordered anything, and just, you know, it was like I was on a hook, and I was sitting here thinking, dude, I'm not asking you to send me a free product. I have purchased a product from you, and you've taken a month already, and then you're telling me cancel that order and order it again. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, what, are you gonna do this to me every month? And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna play that game.
Yeah.
So and then just to wipe it out like I didn't do anything or didn't have any say over it, that was pretty shitty. You know, or they should have at least said, hey, if you order it again, we'll give you a code for $15 off.
I want to reach out to him and ask
You
him.
know,
Hey, that was unexpected. I didn't expect you guys to cancel my order. I was just gonna wait, and you know, I was considering your order. And what could you do? What could you do to kind of like, you know, I'm having second thoughts.
no, I'm just gonna bitch you about it every week until they finally say something.
I'm not gonna do anything for you if you bitch.
Or start making. No, I'm gonna start making videos. You know,
Call me up.
I don't know.
don't go to start. What?
I'm
Go ahead.
It's
I
like,
was gonna say I got their guards for the Avata with no issues. So, you know.
No, I
Is
got
it
some
unique to
filters
that
from them with
product?
no issues.
So they
But
must
you don't
have-
you don't tell a customer, hey man, I know you've waited a month, but why don't you just cancel that order and reorder it? You do something to compensate the customer. Somebody that you've hang on, like I said, has been on the line for a month.
Yeah, no.
You know, you $5
You're right
off.
to complain. Yeah,
You
you're
know,
right to
and then to
complain.
but what was even worse was when he wiped it out like I had never ordered from them at all. Yes, we got the money credited back to us, but so I couldn't go to Amazon and file a complaint because there was no order to file the complaint
No
upon.
order. Right.
And I was like, you little slime ball, because he knew I had a justifiable argument that I had waited for a month and that you were trying to get me to cancel this order and reorder it. So they would have probably marked it fulfilled and took a loss and then took me as another order too. Like, oh, he's a returning customer ordering again.
I guess I haven't had that problem with that company yet on Amazon, but maybe
I
they just
will.
had a
I
supply,
bought one
must have a
thing
supply
from you, and
issue or
that's it.
something.
And so I will be an anti-champion of theirs from this day forward. So I will bitch about them every opportunity I get, whether I want to put negative shit on them. It's just bullshit. You shouldn't do that to people. And for some strange reason, everybody's rolling over and going, it's okay, man.
It is okay. I mean, it's like, you know, companies have trouble with supplier issues and stuff, and it's still a
Companies
thing.
like those shouldn't stay in business. Period.
Oh, really? So you think any company that has a supplier issue should go out of business?
Yeah,
Really?
I do. I
Maybe-
do. Because there's
maybe
too
the
fucking many
problem
as it is.
Maybe the problem was
All
a
right,
single
I'm-
employee.
This is a great time for me to just stand down and say goodnight to everybody.
Yep, it's that
I
time because
don't
we don't
agree.
have a subject.
So okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
exactly.
I'll see you guys. Really, have a good night, everybody.
Peace. See you later.
I can get out of here.
All right, good evening,
That's
Chuck.
Bye.
Remove. Okay, so there's just 3 of us left. Has anybody been?
It's the West
I know-
Coast contingent now.
I know we're going to be having rain for the next 2 weeks solid. And me, like usual, I don't know what's wrong. I can't make myself go out and fly. I don't know what it is. I can't
Well, it's
push
too cold.
myself.
Nobody wants to go outside. It just makes sense.
Yeah, but I can just go out in the backyard and get killer views. I mean, I know everybody's seen it, but just for the sheer me, getting out and flying, I don't know what it is.
Enjoyment of going out and flying, right? Yeah.
Nobody was having any hard feelings, Chuck. Everybody has different opinions about everything. I personally I think that there's too many of those little companies over there in China that don't need to succeed in that aspect as opposed to other things. And that's just a difference in my opinion and your opinion. That's just the way it goes. Like to begin with, we went through a big discussion over hard case versus your economical tiny case. It's just a difference of opinion there too. Like I said, I'm not sure what we're going to do with the show next week because it appears that there's getting a lull in the drone industry. Maybe we'll have some tech news or something. Maybe we'll talk more about 3D printing. I kind of doubt it. Do y'all have any ideas what we should talk about? Really?
I'm all intrigued about the Pocket 3 here.
The Pocket 3. So you want to Pocket 3? What about you, Caleb? You got any ideas
About what? What?
about what we might talk about?
Oh, talk about
Chris!
Nope.
What's
not
up,
really.
stranger?
Random things, FPV, footage, jobs, life,
Yeah.
working
Well-
markets that drones do instead of just hobbyist stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff about drones and working markets that you never talk about.
Right, but the thing about it is you would end up taking the lead on that point and having a bunch of questions. And you know how sometimes people tend to be smartasses, and I don't want you getting, because we would lean on you really hard for the information. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't own a drone business. Angel doesn't own a drone business. As far as I know, even though Ron's 107 and stuff, they don't really own businesses. So you would really have to fill in all the blanks as far as what all that would be, which is fine with me. I'd love to, because a lot of people, there's probably some stuff that people don't realize. And let's talk about, hopefully Dale will be back next week. That excursion that some pilots have the potential to do that Dale was sharing with us. Remember?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about that in public or not, so I didn't bring it up.
He put it in the Pacific Northwest group.
Okay.
Yeah, he put it in. Did you see it posted in there? What I'm talking about, guys? Yeah, he posted it in the group. It was about. I was thinking that he just got the information, but it was just people what they were going out to check on trash, weren't they?
The Great Pacific Garbage Island. They're going out to help the government and some other companies try to kind of measure it and start helping to clean it up. Which I super support. I'd love to make it out there if I have the time.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool. But you're going to be gone for 7 weeks?
Yeah, that's kind of tough running a business.
Yeah, that would be something. But it would be really cool. And I'm sure because I personally could not be on a ship that long. I would be out there for 30 minutes and I'd be like, they would just strap me to the rail.
Tap out. I'm jumping. So you're diving out. You're just jumping out.
I'd just be like, no, just take me. I'd just be like, I'd say there's not enough Dramamine on the planet. Just forget it. But anyway, so it would not work for me. But what is it? They're like, how many pilots? And they were working in teams.
I don't think you said how many.
Yeah, there was quite a few that they were looking people. Right now, they were just looking for people that were interested, that could give up that much time of their give up 7 weeks. So I thought that was really interesting, and that's one thing that I didn't even think about. And you're not taking your own equipment; you just have to have the ability, and you're flying their equipment, from what I was understanding, which was really cool.
I mean, that sounds lovely. I could never do anything like that.
Most of us probably don't have the equipment they're flying.
No. So everybody would be like, "Woo!" You know what I mean? So It would be really cool. But yeah, so if you're cool with that, then we'll talk about professions in the drone field or whatever name you want to come up with from Chat GPT.
Yeah, I'd be down. I mean, I don't have a problem talking more.
Okay, so we will talk about whatever. Drones and jobs and whatever. We'll come up with a name before next week. Right? Yes. All right, cool.
Drone commercialization.
Yes. Okay, that sounds good. There we go. That's a good. The algorithm should like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, with that being said, thank you very much, everybody. And be sure to tune in next week for drone commercialization.
Bye.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. This one. Live long and prosper.
Tune in next week for drone commercialization.